If you work in quality control at a candy factory, you know strict safety regulations come with the job. It's why you partner with Grainger. Grainger helps you find the high quality and compliant products your business needs to inspect, detect, and help correct issues. And the sweetest part is, everyone gets a product that's as safe to eat as it is delicious. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Location, the lab. Quentin only has 24 hours to sell his car. Is that even possible? He goes to Carvana.com.
What is this, a movie trailer?
He ignores the doubters, enters his license plate. Wow, that's a great offer. The car is sold, but will Carvana pick it up in time for...
They'll literally pick it up tomorrow morning. Done with the dramatics?
Car selling in record time.
Save your time. Go to Carvana.com and sell your car today. Pickup fees may apply.
Now you're listening to wrestling news that matters from people you want to hear it from, deep from within the confines of the internet. Covering WWE like no one else and covering TNA because no one else will. You are listening to the best in the world, Ring Rust Radio! Brad Maddox. Really scary. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning.
Episode of Ring Rust Radio, the best goddamn wrestling radio show on Spreaker, on the internet, in the whole goddamn universe, folks. I'm your host, the most Donald Wood, looking fine to feel fine. Brandon Galvin, like you are, you're here with me today, celebrating WrestleMania week.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hey, it's pretty mid. Let's be honest, the build's been mid. We haven't been around a lot.
Depends on the match.
Last couple weeks. Nah, it's pretty unanimous that the shit's been
pretty good.
Nah, that's very fucking rose-colored glasses of you. Very fun to see you doing that already. It is. Yo, even as low as you set the bar, that's still markedly higher than it should be.
Violet-colored glasses, maybe.
I used to wear those sunglasses, the regular glasses that turned to sunglasses.
Transitions.
But it didn't transition. It just was always sunglasses. So, you know what I look like? Do you remember the South Park episode where the kid who tries to sell Jimmy steroids? That's me. Hey, Jimmy, look like you're working pretty hard over there. That's me. That was me in high school. Some shit never changes.
Great.
Mimsy! BJ, our schedule for tonight.
Yes, we are going to preview WrestleMania. We have some AEW talk, NXT, the WWE Hall of Fame. We're getting into all of it. We have Dirt Sheet Busters, where Mike Chiara brings us the lies and rumors going around pro wrestling. Tells you why you shouldn't believe it. Tells you why Donald Wood is a fucking bitch.
Oh, yeah.
We have the WWE Fantasy Standings update for Season 39. Right before WrestleMania ends at WrestleMania next week, we're doing Season 40, 40 years of this shit. It's a 2-for-1 deal. I'll tell you about it later. We got fan emails and so much more.
Mike, can I tell you a comment that we got on the YouTube channel?
Sure.
So someone apparently hasn't been paying attention, so they don't realize that we also do video games on there and also the show. Okay. This is the comment I got. Jesus Christ, the channel has fallen off. Do y'all even review wrestling anymore? How can you fall off if you never had a spot to fall off of? We're peak bottom performance.
That's very true.
That is true.
We fell from just such a low distance.
It's not even technically a fall, dude. We've rolled.
By the way, in case you were wondering about fan emails, there's going to be multiple people being like, it'd be nice if Donnie would contribute here.
Is that true?
Yes.
Well, they're not getting what they wanted this week. Sorry, dude. Yo, for the record, hold on, for the record, let me just break it forth a little bit. I have a regular job like we all fucking do. We work 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. these days. It just so happens that my boss has decided that 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m. on Tuesday afternoons is prime territory for the weekly fucking meetings. So that's where we're at now. So
Dude,
sorry.
you'd almost be. Would you rather be on the show, or would you rather be talking to your best friend in a meeting?
Good catch there. I heard you go down that slippery slope, and I would rather talk to my best friend.
Okay, gotcha.
Wow.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, dude.
Guys, find us.
I'm not even supposed to be on the calls. I volunteer.
I believe it. Do you want to be our best friend? Well, find us anywhere you get your podcast. Interact with us on Twitter at @RingRustRadio. If you want to email us, be part of the show, send to ringrustradio@gmail.com. That's right. In case you've missed it, we're transitioning to gmail.com. So try not to send to ringrustradio@yahoo.com. I did check this week in case, but I want to just
give it about a month, Mike. Give it about a month of us talking about it. But I will jump in here. ringrustradio@gmail.com for all Smarks comments as well. We are starting Smarks back up again.
We are.
With WrestleMania season. With WrestleMania.
We'll see if you really do.
So please send in your Smarks. Because if you send it to Yahoo, I'm not Mike. I'm not checking.
We doubted the likelihood of you bringing back Smarks at the end of this show. We will doubt it.
I still doubt it.
He's doubting it in the beginning of the show.
It's
a real full circle moment.
Buy our merchandise, ProWrestlingTees.com/RingRustRadio. So many great t-shirt designs, including Catch Your Dick!
How about including the new WrestleMania one you can get in time for 41?
There is.
I mean,
our
42.
t-shirt guy, George Cruz, finally decided to get off his fucking ass and design a t-shirt. And it's a very cool t-shirt, actually.
He
It's,
100% did not design it. I guarantee it was Daniel Hayden.
Well, he said...
He paid for it.
He said, please put Ring Rust Radio on this WrestleMania logo.
Smart.
Per WrestleMania.
He got off
again.
his ass and said that. But anyways, our yearly WrestleMania logo shirt. It is a very cool shirt. If you order it now, you will get it for maybe next year's WrestleMania.
Yeah, I said 42. I meant 40. I said 41. I meant 42. Joke sucked.
There you go.
Might be.
Support us at patreon.com/RingRustRadio, where you can hear ad-free episodes, sign up for fantasy drafts and brackets, make us watch wrestling-related movies and pay-per-views, and so much more. Also, check out Ring Rust Radio on YouTube for updated clips and Triple R Gaming. Donnie, BG, and fans of the show have been playing different games like Call of Duty and WWE 2K each week, posting early access on patreon.com/RingRustRadio well before it hits YouTube. If you're interested in joining a session, email ringrustradio@gmail.com.
Beautiful, beautiful job. Yeah, we've been having a lot of fun over there. Mike, I've been playing this game called Schedule 1. Guess what it is?
You schedule a work day.
Nah, dude, I'm a drug dealer.
Oh, cool.
I grow crops, and then I, supply the town.
Oh, it's
and
like Integrity Farm.
Integrity Farm, what's that?
On South Park.
South Park. That's why I kept shouting on the fucking video.
Randy's on Integrity Farms. He's a weed farmer and dealer.
Well, listen, weed's kind of lowball for me, baby. I moved through the methamphetamine phase, and I'm into my cookanya phase, baby. You know what I mean?
Tony Khan, your top customer?
I don't know. Actually, I haven't unlocked the rich neighborhood yet, so he's probably in there.
There you go.
He's definitely in there. He ain't in my neighborhood yet, dude. I'm fucking. I got one dude called Cranky Bill or whatever his fucking name is. You know what I mean? He's my guy, dude. But we have real wrestling to talk about, so let's do that before people yell.
We're gonna put this all in order. From LW to Dark, we about to have a discussion about the one true sport. Who's selling the finish? Does this make sense in the art? Tell me who botched, who rocked, who's cashing in on the marks. These takes are uncut, man, they're pure and they're raw. Blow up like dynamite, have you smacked down on the floor. On a collision course with the number one source. Now let's head back to the ring for the latest report. Ring Rust.
Something. Hey, what do you want to talk about? Remember Dave said that? What do you guys want to talk about?
Oh, this is actually a really serious situation.
Yeah, seriously, dude. What was that about? I think it was Vince McMahon, rape scandal. Right?
Was it that or was somebody, being dead?
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was the Vince McMahon
I think
thing.
it was the Vince thing. I think
He's like,
he just rolls in. He just rolls in after all this controversy. We're reading court documents and text messages revealed. And the first thing Dave says is, what do you want to talk about? No, I'm just kidding. Let's get serious.
Vince allegedly sexually assaulted a woman and took a dump on her head. What do you want to talk about?
No, he said he would
actually,
take a dump. Let's not mix this up.
It's actually a really serious...
Am I going to get into my Vince McMahon point now or later? You want to fucking do this now? I'll wait. I'd rather wait.
All I literally... Wait. All I said was he allegedly sexually assaulted a woman and took a dump on her head.
But he didn't allegedly take a dump on someone's head. No, he didn't.
He allegedly did that. That's correct.
He allegedly said he wanted to. In text message, he said he wanted to do that. He didn't really do it.
Okay, my bad. I think it was alleged that
I don't think that's what she said. I think she said it happened.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
I just don't get poop and sex. That ain't my thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want shit anywhere near. Like, if I'm near a butthole, there better not be shit. You better animate that shit. You know what I mean? Speaking of R.I.P., Kevin Owens' neck. R.I.P. Kevin Owens' neck. That's not good.
That completely fucking blows, to be honest with you.
Yep.
Yeah, that was very upsetting.
Because he's a
Randy
true workhorse.
Kevin Owens was legitimately like a top 5 match I was excited for because
I agree.
It was a great storyline.
Two good workers.
Kevin Owens are amazing. Like, this is something that's been in the works for actually months.
So, yeah, something with a storyline that, like, actually had merit and support from the crowd.
Sure did.
Can't handle that.
Like, what does that happen with Sami Zayn now? Because we thought he was going to, like, interfere potentially or get involved, and now...
Right.
I don't get it. Is he just going to be off WrestleMania? What the fuck?
Kevin Owens?
Because I think their entire plan was he was selling the injury and then he would come back and screw Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, and now he's got nobody to come back and
now he just has no spot at WrestleMania of all places. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's this time of year is brutal. The good ones can pivot, and Triple H apparently ain't one of the good ones. We'll get to why I think that later. But real quick, I want to pay my respects. Someone did pass away. Mike remembers Wes Hutchings, of course, of the Love Brothers. Classic tag team. Mike, favorite match moments?
I liked when they faced the Kangaroo Boys.
Is that a real one?
I don't know. Could be.
Wow. You should have just went along with that because we would never have known.
No, I want to call him out for being lied. It's like he's Adam Wells. I'm fucking Lanny Popo.
I'm pretty sure like that's what Lanny Popo said, something like the Kangaroo Boys or something.
He definitely says, he's like, he's like, do you? Who are they then, huh? You little fucking loser. He fucking got him, dude. That's a great moment, dude. He's been embarrassed. Adam Wells like, I remember when he asked Roderick Strong about fucking, what's it like to be near the Briscoes? And he's like, you fucking dork. Some good shit, dude. Fuck that guy. Wherever the hell he is. Who would hire him still? Guys, so yeah, sorry to Wes Hutchings, that's sad. R.I.P. But we gotta talk about WrestleMania 41. Guys, we've been off for 2 straight weeks, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is it 3?
Well, we weren't technically off, we just didn't do a show where we talked about that week in wrestling. We take no weeks off.
I'm not accusing you. You just turned into like Better Call Saul for a minute there, dude.
No,
You're like
I'm just trying
dancing
to say
words
this
around.
so that
it's because
certain
people like
can understand the reality of us never missing a week of episodes in 13 years or whatever it's been.
14 almost.
People need to understand that reality.
It's 14 this year, Mike. Like within 3 months or 4 months, it's that.
13 for me then.
Yep, that's true.
You being on this show is almost a teenager, dude.
It's
wild. It really is disgusting. So listen, I'm just gonna let's give some general overall thoughts in the last couple weeks in terms of our feeling heading into this moment here. We're gonna pick the card, but I got a few gripes and a few feelings I want to get off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
I am comparing everything during this WrestleMania season to my most WrestleMania season experiences. We were in Philadelphia last year. We had a great time. This time last year, you guys had already slept at my home, right? Yep. You guys, we had already had this crazy experience. I had missed night. I sacrificed going to night 1 so everyone else could go. I am a martyr. Okay? Yeah. Would you agree to that?
Fucking Mark.
I remember you said
I'm a marker. It's got a Y in it.
We realized we could have just bought you a fucking cheap ticket and got you in.
Right. We realized one day too late.
Yeah. And honestly, it was going to happen.
It was better off for it.
It was going to happen on night 2 if I was like, fuck it, I'm not missing both nights. And then I pivoted. But that's fine. God, I'm such a hero to you guys. Mike came over, he's like, I don't think I'm going in, man. He came in both nights, man.
I was just ready to just go because it was fucking pathetic at that point.
I love it. I love the angst.
I wasted my whole day leading up to the second night.
So
in some ways that weekend kind of sucked.
Yeah. Well, guess what?
Yeah. You know what? And I expected it to.
I was gonna say.
Prophecy, I guess.
If you come to Philadelphia, you can be ready for a bad time.
Right, we should not have expected.
We are human.
Yeah, fucking potatoes.
We are human pizza while you're supposed to French fry. It's going to have a bad time every time.
It was a great time until WrestleMania started.
Yeah, because it sucked. You're right. So here's the deal. I am comparing everything to last year. And I was genuinely, everybody being here, all the things and activities, my excitement level was like 11 out of 10. That's the most excited I've ever been for WrestleMania. Because we were experiencing it, and we were having fun, and planning parties.
You didn't come across that way.
Good point.
You just act like such a dickhead all the time.
This is who I am. This is who, that's me being excited.
There's no happiness.
Wow. That's you as, okay.
I get my happiness from other people's misery. I see you down, and I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm an emotional vampire. So, I want to say this. Booking-wise, I am not excited. I think, I'm just going to say, overall, I'm far less excited for this year than last year. And honestly, in most recent years. Now, being off the last 2 weeks, I found it a lot more enjoyable to be able to watch the shows at a more casual pace without having to overanalyze a bunch of it. But I just feel like there's so much inconsistencies right now. There's so much, in a lot of storylines, I don't care even the slightest little bit. And you guys always talk to me about how on Tony Khan's Supercards, 9 out of 10 matches, great. But a couple of them you could probably slid to a super special SmackDown. Or someone just landed on my roof. Is that Santa Claus with a fucking hot V8, dude? Holy shit.
That's Triple H flying in.
You talking about the game, man? All right, so I'm less excited. I think this card is one of the most mid. I am so meh on this show. I am very down on it. So I feel like I'm going to use this platform now to blame one person for this, and I think it's Triple H. I think that Triple H needs to take more responsibility for the card that we have here. I think it sucks. I think it is the antithesis of what we thought we were going to get when he took over. I'm going to say this right now, okay? I think the build to WrestleMania 41 sucks, and it would have been better booked by Vince McMahon. I'm saying it right here. Vince McMahon, I miss Vince McMahon. You can say whatever you want. I'm putting all the stuff aside, just like I do for Chris Benoit. I'm putting everything aside, okay? I think that more than ever, especially at the top of the card, Vince McMahon should be there. He's better at booking the top tier talent consistently and with at least a soul and focused determination. We are missing stuff. The Bloodline and Roman Reigns should be at the top of the fucking card. What?
Cena would not be a heel.
Let me say something. The Cena heel turn sucks, and I'm saying it out loud. The turn itself has sucked. Everything with The Rock, or without The Rock, really, has sucked. Cody Rhodes is mid-card mafia. None of this fucking works. And John Cena's doing what I said he would fucking do. He's not changing enough to be a true fucking heel. He is a piece of shit. He comes out with his fucking dumb little fucking hat, his stupid ass shirt, and he's like, meh. But it's not. It is meh. Because as soon as he gets a chance, he's going to turn face again. And he's just biding time, and I fucking hate that shit.
He's going to turn face again eventually.
You shut your ass up, I'm not done. Vince McMahon, you guys called him a wrestling god, a wrestling genius for all those years.
Call him that.
Yes, you did.
Never call him a wrestling god.
I may have.
Yes, you did. You both were on his dick saying he was the most important person in wrestling history. You both said that.
Sure, that's a different discussion, though.
Okay? Guess what? Here's my thing. WrestleMania, listen, it's obvious. WrestleMania sucks. On the way to WrestleMania sucks. Road to WrestleMania sucks. We need Vince, right? Tony Khan. He should hire Vince McMahon. He should hire Vince McMahon as a consultant. Since WWE doesn't want McMahon, AEW's Tony... Thank God someone screenshotted it for me. They were so mad they screenshotted it before you deleted it. Because I was like, what did I say again? Right? It would create major buzz, and McMahon's booking is vastly underrated. And I would say here, if I were reading something, I would say wrestling needs Vince McMahon, dude. But that is, that's legitimately
one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen.
You legitimately.
I would just love to see all the AEW fans and Donnie just be begging.
Yep. And by the way, Vince would never agree to be hired by somebody.
Hell no. Yes, he would be a consultant. He'd be paid millions of dollars to come in and pretty much book the show.
Yikes.
That'd be hilarious.
That'll never happen.
And by the way, I mean it.
By the way, you hated WWE when Vince was booking too.
Yeah,
It's not true. Was
you're
Vince
talking
booking in the
about
1980s?
You
Was
hate
Vince booking in the early 1990s? Was Vince
you're
booking during the Attitude Era?
He stole your WCW from you. He stole ECW from you, right?
Can I tell you when I really started to
hate
respect
Vince with a
Vince
passion.
McMahon? Real quick, I know we're not since we're talking about WrestleMania, but I have to talk about Vince McMahon for a second. I have to tell you this. I was watching
Exactly what people want to hear.
I was watching the Behind the Ring, about Harley Race.
Behind the Ring?
Yeah, behind that show,
Dark
right?
Side of the Ring?
Dark Side of the Ring, yeah. Remember, was it behind the music, Dark Side of the Ring, whatever.
Is the announce table.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. So, when Harley Race, when the story was told about Harley Race, Vince McMahon tried to shoot on Harley Race when they had a verbal disagreement. Vince McMahon tried to one-leg shoot on Harley Race while he was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Mike. They're in an office. They're negotiating. Vince pretty much says, I want you to help me put NWA out of business. Harley Race says, suck my ass. Stands up. Vince stands up and he says, Vince in his head was like, I'm going to single leg take down Harley Race. Harley Race guillotine choked him into submission. He passed out. But in that moment, Vince McMahon is the craziest son of a bitch ever. We need him back more than ever, dude. In a pussy-ass world, I need a Vince McMahon.
We all agree that Vince was crazy and that Tony is a pussy. We all agree with that.
So,
I think that's all we should need to say.
What if they work together to even each other out?
It's not gonna happen. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah, I don't understand why this is discussed.
Because it's because it's a big deal for me, and that's what I've been swimming in for 3 weeks. Okay. People love it. People love that. Long J, Dante, so many people message me.
I need to address the
Vince McMahon shit. First of all, we've been saying for a long time that the build to WrestleMania overall was weak. Now, we have been off for 2 weeks, and I will say that in those 2 weeks, I do feel like it has been better than the previous 2 weeks. I think the main event of night one with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins has taken a major turn because I came on after that initial announcement of the triple threat, and I thought it was terrible. But since then, with this whole involvement of Heyman and this whole favor storyline they have going, especially not last night on Raw, but the week before with Seth Rollins
threatening to murder,
threatening to fucking take out Paul Heyman, like, now you owe me a favor. I love that. I texted Mike and I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking in. This is great.
I bet you did.
They did a great job with that.
Dorkchat.com.
Gunther and Jey Uso, which I said from fucking February. Why the hell is Jey already announcing that he's going against Gunther? That's way too long to build to WrestleMania, and for a long time the build sucked. But when they got Jimmy involved,
they had one segment, cool.
Promos, right? But they had a couple of segments.
Well, and then Gunther cut a fucking awesome promo last night.
Yeah,
okay. You had one promo from Gunther, and then the attack on Jimmy.
Brother, all I'm gonna see in the video package before the match is that stuff anyway.
Commercials.
So
You're gonna see commercials anyway because we don't pay for the ad-free version of Peacock anyway. But those two matches are on night one. LA Knight, Jacob Fatu, there's history there, but there's not that much there. Jade Cargill and Naomi is pretty good. I'm looking forward to that match.
I like that.
Man, mid-card Mafia, that's gonna suck.
Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
No, it's not. She's green as goose shit. Naomi's never been as good as everybody says she is. I don't give a shit. Sorry.
You always like Naomi.
I do. She's a great personality, and she's a serviceable wrestler.
She went back to WWE. So
no, she's she's a serviceable wrestler and a big character. I love her personality, and honestly, she was a total diva.
She also loved Jade. She was in AEW, by the way.
Listen, Jade proved to be as green as goose shit. AEW did a better job protecting her.
You already.
Ooh.
Oh no, listen, dude. She ran her course. She was a one-trick pony here.
There we go. Hates her already.
Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair, Bill's been up and down, but they had that one segment that everyone's talking about. Oh, there's all this backstage cheat. Okay, well now I'm more intrigued. Right, and we all know the match is going to be really good. So that's night one. The rest of night one, Rey Mysterio and El Grande Americano.
That's good.
Fun storyline.
Cool. This is, it's SmackDown. This is a one-night show you filled in with crap.
You don't like El Grande Americano?
Listen, love it. That's a great Raw 9 o'clock bit.
Yeah.
No. El Grande Americano needs to be on the big stage.
I do like JBL saying, like, look at this motherfucker taking our good American jobs.
I'm sure you would like that.
So yeah, dude. Freedom fries.
Night 2, Cody and Cena. I want to see it. I want to see if Cena's going to win 17. But as I've been saying, the heel turns fucking sucked. Yep. It hasn't gotten any better. Cody Rhodes, I'll give him credit. I think he's done a great job in his role. I thought the segment on SmackDown of all the championships, I thought it was good. I think he's done a really good job. And you guys know, I'm not a big Cody guy. I respect him, but I'm not a big Cody fan.
You're not a big guy in general.
This has suffered from the same thing that Cena Rock WrestleMania build suffered from, which is, one of the guys not being there.
Not being there, and I still think it's fucking stupid. It makes no sense that The Rock isn't fucking really mentioned here. Cody and Cena had a really good segment a couple weeks ago where Cody's like, listen, I'm not fucking selling that. You fucking sold that. So I thought they did have a couple of good segments overall. Pretty weak build. And the best build of anything is Io Sky, Bianca, and Rhea Ripley. Mm-hmm. The rest of the card didn't.
Some dumbass said that wasn't.
Yikes! Yeah. I'm standing on business with that. It sucks. That 1 week with the table thing was fine. That was the moment where I was like, okay, it has been. She never should have lost. Beyond, I don't know what. Listen, I don't have a better alternative because you just took the 3 top talent. Because the booking sucks. This is not how you book. So who's gonna win? Mike, real quick. Who's winning this matchup?
Bianca.
I hope Bianca.
Then then what are we doing here? Then why didn't you just have Rhea Ripley straight up lose to Bianca Belair? Would have meant more. That match would have meant so much more without Io's. Okay, and listen, not everybody can eat at the big boys table, buddy. She didn't deserve to. No, she didn't. That's the thing. It should be Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Those are your top 2 talents, right?
And Io's right there.
Guess what? No, she's not. She fluked into this matchup with a fucking win. You make her look like a fool because she's going to be pinned. Here's the thing. She's just there to take the pinfall, too. So you're chumping her out, dude. You give her this little shine? This token shine? Fuck off. This sucks.
I have no problem with this. The fusion
sucks.
Yeah, there's literally nothing to cry about here.
What do you mean? It's not good.
Against a bunch of other matches, but... Dude, there's nothing that makes sense to cry about.
No,
Drew McIntyre, they have history, and they're trying. I
actually like it. It makes a lot of sense. That match.
This is a Raw main event. This is a SmackDown main event at best.
Drew McIntyre was taken out of the triple threat with Punk and Rollins that we were all building up to last year for Roman Reigns, and I understand that. But Drew McIntyre, he kind of deserved a bigger spot after everything he did last year. Yeah. And I think this is a real big step back, and good for Priest for getting in that spot. He was champion last year, and I understand all the build. It's just, I agree with Donnie. It's not really a WrestleMania match, and it feels like a big step down for Drew McIntyre.
Drew McIntyre should be in that. It should be a fatal 4-way, and you should add him in where Reigns is and shit like that.
I think I texted Mike about it. I agree with that.
Because McIntyre was not. Listen. You could argue McIntyre and Punk similar, and I think he's better than Punk this year. But Roman Reigns wasn't here. He's a bigger star. I get it. But Drew McIntyre has been truly, in my opinion, the MVP of the men's division for the last year plus. But before he was just shifted away to nothing. But whatever. Okay.
The Fatal 4-Way IC Championship. Again, a few that they're trying to build something. I like all 4. I think it's gonna be an amazing
IC title gets multi-man matches. It happens. It's fine.
AJ and Logan Paul. Again, there's not that much to it. I think it's gonna be a great match. And then
I agree.
The women's
that's definitely one of the weaker builds. I don't even really understand why they're.
No, it's a way to get. Listen. Let's be very honest. Logan Paul's with AJ Styles because Logan Paul, they want Logan Paul to have a match, win a match against somebody, but also have a match where they're like, hey, we can prove you guys wrong. Look how good he is. And you put him against AJ Styles. You put me against AJ Styles.
Sure,
and we're
Logan Paul
5 stars.
delivers in his matches.
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter who he goes.
And so do I.
You don't deliver. You don't even show up.
I did
and
today.
then the Women's Tag Team Championship. We'll get into the prediction of that, but that's a nothing match. So overall, I think the biggest problem is that they started building things actually too early.
Yeah.
And that this is WrestleMania on Easter weekend much later than it usually is. So they had 2 extra weeks to build to a show that you didn't. It's just too much.
I think Easter is fucking it up too, to be honest.
WWE typically does a better job building a pay-per-view when they have less time to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's less filler. We've said it many times, and it's true.
I really do think the holidays impacting the excitement and play. Like last year was different because everybody came here, right? But the year prior, right? I remember
that was a hype WrestleMania.
But I remember being like, "Hey, I'm going to go over." I had friends over Saturday, and I went to my dad's house and with my friend Dan to watch some of the second night, right, dude?
Yeah.
Nobody's doing anything for Easter. Obviously, right. No. So night 2 is everybody gonna be on their own. No one's like, hey, I'll come out after Easter and shit. Like, it's like, that's a family night. And it's Sunday heading into Monday. So everybody's like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I mean, the Saturday before could be rocking, but.
A major problem of this year's WrestleMania. I've been saying it for a while. The past 3.5 years or so of WrestleMania was the Bloodline storyline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're all captivated.
Vince McMahon would not have abandoned ship on the Bloodline storyline.
This year, they have a little bit of it.
It would have been Rock Roman.
Seth Rollins, but it's right. And The Rock's not around. He was injected into this storyline.
Vince could have gotten The Rock to be around.
Everything that happened last year was fucking meaningless. It makes no fucking sense what's happening with The Rock.
Yeah, because he's in charge now, and Vince
would feel a lot hotter if 1, you had The Rock every week, obviously, and 2, if you had John Cena consistently, because him turning heel is a fucking huge deal. But you had him cut like 2 promos, and we haven't seen him for a couple weeks at this. I don't think he's been on since the last time we did like a quote unquote live show of this. So
what does quote unquote mean? This isn't live, son?
It doesn't air live.
I'm not editing this.
Believe it or not. Pulling back the curtain. But yeah, and I said it, I think a couple weeks ago, I think the John Cena stuff's going to be way more interesting coming out of WrestleMania because he's probably going to be champion. He's going to be facing all these people from his past and probably new opponents. And he's got a whole bunch of fucking dates that have been announced that he's going to be appearing. But we're not getting that leading up to WrestleMania, which is a huge fucking match. This is his first match as a heel, so... and I agree largely with what BG was saying. Like, the build has not been up to par with, especially last year overall. And a big part of that, I think, is The Rock was on regularly, and we were hyped for that. We were hyped for the Bloodline storyline, Roman against Cody again. What's going to happen there? But the past 2 weeks have undoubtedly been better.
Because it's the final run to the show. Right. Those are the easiest ones to book. It's all the other weeks, dude.
This is what I'm talking about. When they have less time, they do a better job. Like, they're okay, we got...
But they didn't have less time, Mike. They just got it right at they just started to get it right.
They did a bad job because it was filler.
But it doesn't make this... Like, you're just like, oh, it's good now because I saw this. Like, it's a little too late.
I didn't say that. I said it's gotten better.
Let's not forget, looking at the card, that we did lose one of the big matches in Randy Orton and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but even even that was like going to be third biggest, or fourth biggest on either night.
Depends who you are. To me,
I get it. It's a loss, but it's a 2-day event with fucking 14 matches. It's a loss.
Kevin Owens is one of the best wrestlers of this year. I can't see a major loss.
Listen, I love Kevin Owens. It is what it is. Man.
Anyways, we were down on Gunther and Jey Uso. That segment with Jimmy was incredible. It needed that type of heat. We got that type of heat. Blood all over Gunther, Jay zip tied to the rope. That was excellent. The Tiffany and Charlotte thing, as BG mentioned, we needed something there. Like, Tiffany got fried that 1 week, and then the next week, whether it was all scripted and meant to look that way, whether there was stuff off script, the best part of it is when they do something like that and you don't know for sure. That's called, like, wrestling and entertainment. And they're taking personal shots at each other. Like, that's what makes it good.
Mike.
What?
When you're not around, BJ's all up in my DMs.
That's true. You literally text me every week, like, hey.
Guess what? When you're at home, you're like, what's BJ doing? Guess what? He's over here playing video games with me.
Yeah, but I'm still texting Mike briefly.
That's honestly kind of sad.
He lets me know.
Yeah, he says it's not as big as his.
But anyway, I agree. WrestleMania 39 had a better build overall. There's no question about it. Mm-hmm. You had The Rock, you had the star power, you had us going to the show. Hard to compete with that.
Hold on, are you inferring we're the star power?
In a
show had star power, we were there.
Yep. We're not there, it's not as
I know what you did. I'm down with it, though. I'm a star.
We got pretzels.
It has certainly gotten better.
All right, okay. No more dilly-dallying. No more pecker whacking. Let's get into it.
Put your monocle on. Look at the card. See if you can figure it out.
Why would you use a monocle for that? Hold on. Why is your go-to a monocle? Like, is that a role play thing you and the lady do at home? You're like, she's like, baby, come here.
I've always wanted to be with Mr. Peanut.
Get your fucking top hat. Get your old-timey tuxedo and your monocle and fucking get over here. You're like, yes, ma'am. you would look like the Penguin from fucking Batman, dude. All right,
That's the Monopoly Man. The Monopoly Man doesn't actually have a
You
monopoly.
all right?
Though.
You went Monopoly. You sound like Porky Pig for a second. All right. Oh God, hell yeah! WrestleMania 41. We are, WWE may be fucking wheels falling off, but we are fucking primed and running hot. Let's get our D'Lo Brown heads out. Oh, crack your necks. Oh, oh yeah. Did you hear that one? Ooh,
I did hear that one.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I legitimately do it every time. I'm cracking my sternum. Oh yeah. And I am ready.
Yeah.
Let's find out
Your skin's
right now.
just gonna fall off your bones when you get older.
Well, kind of looks like it already is now in a weird way. Yeesh. Not a good body. Not a good body. Let's find out how these matches shake out, though. Let's start with night one, and we'll just run straight down. War Raiders against the New Day for the Tag Team Championship. Mike?
This is definitely one of the matches where it's not like a lot of excitement because they've hardly built toward it.
This is what you bitch about on those on Tony Khan's Supercards.
Yeah, and I'm saying it with this as well. I would rather there be the SmackDown Tag Team Championships on this show, for sure, because they've actually been building that for a long time. With that said, I think it's really cool that New Day will win the championships at WrestleMania. It's been I think it's been since 2021 they've had tag team titles on the main roster, which is a very long time. So I think they'll win, and then I hope and pray they actually do something with them as champions and really build up the storylines as they've been doing on SmackDown with their tag team division.
Do you think we get that added here? Because I got the feeling they might add that SmackDown Tag Team Championship.
The only way it would happen is if something, because they're doing Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns on SmackDown. So anyway, something like that gets added to WrestleMania is if there's like interference or something like that in that match.
Like, give me a fuck finish and let's just carry it over.
I want that to happen.
Just because I want those guys to have the moment.
I'm not betting on it happening because I think we're getting an Orton match added, so that gets you to 14, 7, and 7. So are you going to add another one and make it 8 and 7?
I mean, fuck, you got all the other junk on here. You might as well fucking keep adding shit. Just make it non-stop. Just 2 days, but it's like a festival. Sun up to sundown, dude.
If Tony Khan did that, you'd cream for it.
I would love Woodstock for wrestling, dude.
Well, you're getting it this weekend.
Nah, this kind of sucks. The booking's been poop. BJ?
I agree. They turn heel. You have to have them win the championships.
Are we keeping score? Mike, write this down and keep score. See who's the best.
Oh, yeah, I'll write it down.
Oh, shit,
I'm certainly not going to lose the paper.
I believed him, dude. I don't know why, dude. I believed him. I just see you air writing. I don't give a shit. What'd you say, BJ? Who'd you pick?
I said New Day. Like, they turned heel. You have to do something with
them.
Yeah,
it's a New Day. That's the right answer.
They're a great act, but they haven't really done that much with them, so you got to have them win the championship.
The War Raiders have been better when you gave them their name back than they were, and they're like, I think they're a little more fun.
They're also not really put in a feud or anything.
Yeah, big problems with Little China. Got it every time. Yeah. But yeah, New Day wins. So I'm trying to stay this is me trying to stay positive. Like, chill the fuck out. Let me have this. Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano.
Let's go.
This is what I'm talking about. I know that I said, I'm complaining about a lot of shit, because just overall, I'm hating a lot of things. You literally just minutes ago
complained about this section.
Yes, well, what happened was, I'm swinging. Like, when you're swinging, I'm just hitting hooks. You know what I mean? I'm not hitting jabs and fucking crosses.
So
I'm just swinging. It caught a stray, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Because honestly, love Rey Mysterio, always have. And Chad Gable is incredible. And a dumb gimmick like this is exactly why I watch wrestling.
Well, yeah.
This is what makes me...
Loading the mask, by the way.
Okay?
With a little plate of
Okay. Do you understand? Mike, you of all people, know this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. All those fucking times where Mr. Wrestling and his mask. How about Mr. Wrestling, the original, he would load up his shoe. Remember he would load up the shoe, he'd kick the ground and shit?
Load up the old glove that,
dude,
some guys do that?
Dude, it's good shit. It's good shit. And it's just, it's such a lost art. So when someone does it as well as he is doing it, and it's a guy we genuinely like, we're like, when will he get his moment? Well, guess what? It may not be in this super serious thing. He's not Kurt Angle. He's never going to get that Kurt Angle love. But you know what? We can still give him some love. And against Ray in a match like this, yes, 100% yes. So, I don't know. Who do you think wins, though?
Well, Gable was not even on the card last year because he was doing the whole training Sami Zayn thing, and I remember us thinking that's like a real bummer because he's been awesome. He deserves to be on the card. So I'm fairly certain this is Chad Gable's first singles match at WrestleMania, which is amazing. He deserves it. It's against a fucking legend, Rey Mysterio. The match is gonna fucking be incredible, no doubt about it. I think because El Grande Americano has basically been getting the better of LWO every single week, I think Ray wins, and I think he ends up unmasking Chad Gable.
Yeah, that's a good time for it and a good spot for it. It's hopefully a great launching point for him as well. Just thinking about his career the other day, he for sure would have been a freaking star with Jason Jordan. If Jason Jordan hadn't gotten hurt, they would have been like a top tag team in WWE, a breakup storyline. You know what I mean? Who knows? They both could have been catapulted up. That got sabotaged. He's been sabotaged at several points of his career, but he's won our hearts on that main roster with the Sammy Wow Wow, and we've never looked back. The guy gets it, and he's great in the ring. He's just small, man. That's it.
Yeah, I don't really know how much I buy the whole Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, but we look at
they would have been incredibly popular.
Well, they weren't together at that time. Right. They had already moved on.
My point is,
but on the main roster, I definitely think they would have been.
Sure. My point is, I was watching Raw last night, and Rey Mysterio is going against Creed Brothers, and it's the Creed Brothers were so hyped coming out of NXT, and they've done nothing with them.
Yeah. It's almost like Triple H is full of shit, and he doesn't care.
That's what happened with Vince.
It's exactly what happened with Vince. So maybe it's not Vince's fault. Maybe it's the fucking writers. Maybe it's all the dumb shit happening. Maybe there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Maybe it's Triple H's fault.
Huh. It was his fault all along.
Yeah, maybe it was his. Maybe he was secretly taking power from Vince for years.
Wow, that'd be a crazy twist.
Crazy
twist. Jade Cargill versus Naomi in the battle of who gives a shit, dude. Fuck this. Should be Jade Cargill versus fucking Bianca Belair. What are we doing
I can tell
here?
you're a Vince fan. You're sounding like him right now. I'm excited for this match. The build's been very good. We had a whodunit storyline, which we enjoyed. Mm-hmm. Jade made a great, impactful return at Elimination Chamber.
How's it been since then?
Great, actually. Naomi's been building a great heel character, cutting awesome promos. Maybe you should watch.
I do watch, and they're not as good as you say they are.
Seem like it. Yeah, but Naomi's been doing a great job developing a heel character. So, very much looking forward to this match. I think Jade definitely wins. It's her first WrestleMania singles match. I hope Naomi gets a nice push coming out of it. I hope.
She won't. It's going to be, she's just here for Jade Cargill. She's going to lose, and then Jade Cargill is going to move on. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. I'm tired of the booking of that. This is what they do. Why are you pretending it's going to be any different?
Nobody's ever lost a match at WrestleMania and then, rebounded.
When have they treated Naomi fairly? Remember the time she won in Orlando? How was the booking after that?
That was Vince.
Oh, okay. We just said it hadn't changed, though, even though Triple H is in charge.
You said it.
No, you guys say
it. Is there a mouse in your pocket?
Oh, here we go. Okay. No, there's a snake, brother. There's just a snake.
I'm looking forward to this match. I want to see Jade on a big stage again. And
greener and goose shit. Hope she didn't fuck up.
They're trying with this feud, but when I envisioned Jade coming into WWE, this is not what I envisioned. We had the whole thing last year with the tag team with Bianca, and Bianca separated herself from this entire storyline, which was interesting. So my hope would be that coming out of this, Bianca wins the championship on night 2, and maybe we get a triple threat at Backlash, or she goes up against Jade, or maybe you build towards Jade versus Bianca at SummerSlam. But they got to get into Jade versus Bianca territory soon.
I got to tell you, and I mean this on the bottom of my heart, Jade was booked far superior in AEW than WWE. Sorry.
She was actually never booked in a feud in AEW. So
she was fucking undefeated. She was a monster. We loved the shit out of her.
You just have a random match on a pay-per-view.
They protected her by having her not in long matches while they continued to train her. They had a great booking system for her. She decided to go to WWE, and
I don't think they did train her because they had to retrain her in WWE.
Nah, that's kind of guess what? Not working.
No,
why is it not working?
Nope, it's not working. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu. This has been built poorly, and I think it's well below. Okay, this is
You know why? You know what's made it poor? Whose involvement made it poor?
if you're about to yell about the third Tongan, who are you yelling about here?
No, I'm yelling about fucking dumbass Braun Strowman, who's been involved in this. And I'm so glad that he's not fucking on this WrestleMania card, by the way.
Maybe hopefully they make it a tag team match. Yeah. No, that's actually what was the only redeeming quality for me. Here's the truth.
If they were just been focusing on just stuff between LA Knight and Jacob Fatu this whole time, it would have been great.
I feel like this is a step. I feel like this is
Braun Strowman shoehorned in there like an idiot.
No, I love. First off, Braun Strowman's excellent. You're wrong, but Jacob Fatu, I'm going to be honest with you. This is what we're talking about in terms of the bloodline and how you've wasted all of that. Because Jacob Fatu felt super, super special, and now he super, super feels mid-card.
You've done for the U.S. title.
Oh, I get it.
But I mean,
that's like a consolation prize. He was like Roman Reigns kind of feared Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
So, so U.S. title seems like a consolation prize. We don't have anything else for you. We're going to give you this thing to keep you hot over here, like on this back burner.
I don't fully agree with that because that's what you do. Like you have a hot guy who's like,
you have a hot guy.
Hot guy.
Hell yeah, dude.
He's a very sexy man. You want to get behind him, you give him a championship.
Thick-bodied boy, baby. No, listen, I get that. It's a consolation prize in this situation because he should be higher on the card.
Against Roman Reigns in a singles match? Is that what you're saying?
No. Listen, I think the booking of the Bloodline has been dog shit for a long time. They made their mistake months and months ago, and they've gone in a completely different direction. For the booking that I would have for WrestleMania, it would change pre-Royal Rumble. Okay? Because they've been going dookie direction for a while now. And like I said, listen, I'm not a Roman Reigns guy, but the Bloodline storyline was the best part of wrestling for years, and them going away from it for no good reason. I think if I'm honest, a little conspiracy theory, I think The Rock sabotaged it a little bit. I do. I think he did. I think he was like, I'll leave a couple dates open. They'll go with this direction. We think we're going Roman, The Rock, and then he backs out of it because, doesn't like it or whatever.
Maybe. I agree the Bloodline should be more of a focus. I wouldn't have been against Roman versus Jacob Fatu, but I also see it from the WWE perspective.
I think that would be better than the triple threat.
I see it from the WWE perspective of Roman Reigns is our biggest star and we want him in a main event also. So, Jacob Fatu against LA Knight, the build has not been great. The idea of it overall, though, with Jacob Fatu beating a really popular babyface for the U.S. title at WrestleMania less than a year after debuting, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think the problem, I look at the card and it's just like, I understand there's only so many spots, but Solo was one of your top acts in 2024 after WrestleMania. Like, he was the guy that held it down for SmackDown, the Bloodline. He's not even on the show.
He will be giving a job to Randy Orton.
Listen, if that's the match, that's not a match I want to see.
Me neither, but I think it's obviously going to be the match because
my concern, honestly, is that this turns into a 6-man tag match, and maybe they don't even have the United States Championship on the line, and you have the Bloodline against LA Knight, Braun Strowman, and Randy Orton, potentially. Like, I thought they were going to do that. I don't want that.
I like that. Get Braun Strowman on this card. Stop! I'll take everything I said about WrestleMania back!
You know what I wouldn't mind? Add Randy and Solo to this and make it like a 4-way, maybe.
That would be fun.
That would be better than Randy versus Solo in a singles, I think.
Yeah, but here's my thing,
and
Mike.
And then you can add the SmackDown Tag Team title match to the second night.
Well, Mike, what I'll say to you is I'll take that tag team match that you've said, I'll add one more, I'll get Braun Strowman in there.
Stop saying his name.
Braun Strowman.
Shinsuke Nakamura's not on this card either. He was champion for a while.
Yeah, he's going to be an AEW soon. Don't you worry about
it. His run was ass, unfortunately.
His run was ass, but like
it's so sad because he came in like a Muda type thing, and you're like, oh, cool.
He was great. But like this match though, I mean, I think the match is going to be great. We love LA Knight, always have. Jacob Fatu is fucking amazing. So to me, I think it's a strong mid-card match to have on WrestleMania. But I do agree that like Jacob Fatu, it feels like he did take a step back.
Big time.
That didn't. And the Bloodline, it's part of the Bloodline storyline. And Roman Reigns he's not part of that anymore.
You know who never
Jey Uso's not part of that. And Jimmy, I honestly thought we were going to get Jimmy against like Jacob. Or Jimmy against Solo.
I would prefer that.
Jimmy was a sacrificial lamb.
Jimmy was a sacrificial lamb, and so was Sami Zayn. We have a bunch of people not at WrestleMania weekend that it doesn't make sense that they're not at WrestleMania weekend when they were staples in previous WrestleManias.
I think the Sami thing makes sense only because like he wasn't gonna have a match, but he's gonna have a
Which
big
is
spot.
stupid.
And now, I don't think it's
No. He was gonna have a big moment at the show.
You throw him into just a random match. We're saying don't do that.
I'm not saying throw him into a random match. I'm saying build something up.
They were.
Because last
it was
year,
him to screw over Kevin Owens, and then you do a big Kevin Owens-Sammy feud coming out of it. I think it's okay to do that sometimes.
Well, because that's how you hold on. That's a good way to get people off TV and get them home for a break.
And get them on the card, but not necessarily in a.
Yes.
Like,
I'm fine. I agree. I'm fine with it.
This is one of your top acts. He main evented WrestleMania. He beat Gunther for the IC Championship, ended a historic reign, and now he's not even on the card. He's nowhere to be seen. And part of that is because, we're just gonna have him do a run-in at WrestleMania. I just don't buy that booking.
I don't know. I don't know what the spot is for him. Otherwise.
Well, listen, you can definitely find him.
He could have been involved.
I will. Can I say something to you? As I stare at this card, do you remember when we used to do the match draft? Like we would pick wrestlers and then we would make our cards independent of each other, right? We haven't done one of those in a while. We should do that again, right? This feels like a card I disagree with. This feels like someone drafted a team and I was like, he didn't have a plan with this. You know what I mean?
You every time.
No, that's not at all true. I had a great plan. I had a great.
No,
listen, I won many of the times.
Like 8-man random match.
Well, that was a D bottom because I had extra people left over.
No.
Listen, dude, I'm a BPA dude. I'm a best player available kind of guy. I got to get them up there. Mike, real quick. Hold on. I'm sorry, real quick. Mike, who the Flyers going to get?
In the draft?
Yeah.
Well, it depends where they pick, I guess.
I'm sure. Thanks.
I hope they don't pick first.
I'm so glad. Thanks, Mr. Guru. I would have. Let's say we stick around 4 or 5.
PG. Yeah. If somebody's like, who's this team going to draft? You have no idea what their fucking pick's going to be. They're like, how are you going to answer?
Yeah, but you just do. Okay, they're
looking for hey, they need a center.
No shit, we do. We
need everything.
We need a center, a defenseman, and a goalie. That'd be cool if we could get all 3.
I'll say
Michael Misa? Higgins?
He's like a big, tough.
Why are we talking about this? I don't want to talk about hockey. We're talking about WrestleMania.
It's terrible pick. I don't want to hear it either.
But back to your point, Donnie, about this is a card I just disagree with. The problem, actually, is that most of these matches, they do have weeks upon weeks of actual build that they did put in work on. It just doesn't feel like a WrestleMania build.
Yeah, it's not big enough.
Yeah,
it just feels like it's a.
When you watch the video package, because WWE team is the greatest of all time in making you hype for a match. It's like, oh yeah, there's some good stuff in here. But getting to that point, it's a slog.
It feels like there's a lot of Night of Champions co-main events on this one. You know what I mean? Good enough for a co-main event of a fucking nothing's 5-match secondary event, but give me at 2-day WrestleMania, and that's not worthy. It's not here, dude.
They're doing the same time frame of the WrestleMania next year. I think that's a part of the problem. Get back to moving WrestleMania up to early April, and you won't have as long of a drawn out build. I feel like.
Yeah.
They waited too long to get into wow.
Stay away from Easter too. Please.
I really don't care that much about the Easter
I do.
Aspect
That's a big family day for me and my family. Yeah, I know, but but I've been running around all day. I've been eating and shit.
Yeah, go find your eggs already.
Yeah.
Come on, kids. Chop.
Easter egg comes in the middle of the night.
Real quick, fun story. One time, Easter egg hunt in my house when we were kids, my dad put deer shit in one, right? And then he put, he put it in a nice spot where no one could find it, right? And then he said, D, I think there's one right here. And I grab it and I put it in my basket. And he says, everybody over here, don't open your eggs. I want to see you guys open them. My sister opens hers. She got fucking dollar bills, right? She got $5. I opened mine. It was fucking deer shit. I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, that's it.
I was hoping you thought it was chocolate.
Oh, your family is, yeah.
It was Raisinets.
Your family is.
We used to joke that it was Raisinets. Yeah.
Fucked up family over here.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but no one was fucking. That's the problem. I couldn't get laid until I was later. My family's absurd.
Anyways,
you were eating bacon for Christmas, dude. What are we talking about?
Nobody picked anything because Donnie was crying, but yeah, I picked Jacob Foot.
Yeah, Jacob Foot too. Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. This has been mid-card mafia build like a motherfucker. I was the biggest Charlotte Flair fan on the staff. Right? I loved Charlotte Flair. I think that I find her almost fucking unbearable now in terms of her attitude and shit. She's so, I know, I get it as a gimmick, but it kind of feels like it's who she is, really amped up to 11 or whatever. And she's kind of a fucking, just the kind of person you never want to hang out around. And,
but he's been listening to the fucking dirt sheets like crazy. Like,
are they really saying that?
Well, it's just like everybody's like acting like she's some kind of like fucking bitch who's going into business for herself or whatever.
I mean, she's been known to go into business for herself several different times.
Since when?
I mean, Becky Lynch with the title throwing incident. You don't think the Wilhelm fucking guy in the DMs? You don't think that was fucking?
Ludwig Kaiser?
Yeah, you don't think that was not scripted? That was 100% not scripted. They've never addressed the relationship on camera.
It could not be.
That's 100% not scripted, dude.
It was too quick for her to say it, to be honest.
No, because she's a vindictive fucking jerk, and that's the kind of shit you have in your chamber.
Who cares? Because
I like it from a hold on. No. Let me tell you something, dude. I love that kind of shit. I love the work shoot. No. What I'm saying to you is, that's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about Charlotte's kind of an asshole, and I think those are we were just talking about those moments.
She's a heel, so who cares?
Oh, and listen, and that's what. Will you shut the fuck up on what I'm saying to you?
Crying about shit that
no, I'm saying that I really genuinely don't like her, and she seems like kind of a bad person, maybe in real life too. But in this situation,
you like that are bad people in real life.
But in this situation, as a heel,
it's a woman,
that's working.
That's a problem.
No, it's working. She's making me not like her and making me push to Tiffany Stratton, who I'm also not a very big fan of.
Oh, she's the face.
You know what I mean? The problem is
doing her job.
The problem is the segments have been lackluster. I didn't like the attack.
I think they've been actually quite good for a few weeks now.
I was in the last two.
It's felt like
the last two.
Shit.
But again, it's just the last 2 weeks.
It's fucking great.
Yep.
They
attack in the parking lot, and then it's like they send her home, but she comes back and she's whooping ass.
It's 2 weeks, guys.
You obviously would like that under any.
Yeah, no, and I just said, I agree. Yes, in the last 2 weeks, but how long has this been going on now?
In Tiffany,
it's like 2 out of 10 weeks.
Segment, she did a great job in that next segment to look strong. So.
No,
I'm excited for this match. These are two of the best, most athletic women's wrestlers in the fucking world. There's legit, or what they are trying to make seem is legitimate heat between them. There's, a story here. This match is going to be great. And then you have the whole Charlotte situation where it's like, well, Charlotte always wins. You got to get her past her dad in title reigns. So there's always that threat that Charlotte's going to win a match. But I'm saying Tiffany Stratton will win. I think they're going to put her.
Oh, Charlotte Flair wins.
I think
they are chasing that title.
I think it's a little too obvious for Charlotte to have come back from injury and return, and she won the Rumble, right?
Yeah.
To then go and beat Tiffany, who kind of feels like she basically just won the championship. Really hasn't had many defenses, and I think you have to put someone over. I think it's time for someone to go over Charlotte here. I think the match is gonna be fucking awesome. Remember when Tiffany was in NXT? Coming up, she faced Becky Lynch in 2 amazing matches. Charlotte is one of the best in the world, and she's coming back from injury to really show up. And as you're saying, Donnie, you feel like she's kind of a piece of shit. Well, she's coming to show that she is the best in the world. So I think they're going to fucking deliver. This, honestly, could steal the whole show for night 1.
No, I'm not going to say that. I think Tiffany Stratton I think you guys are overrating her in-ring work a bit. Charlotte is very good. She's always been very good. But, yeah, listen, matches, the build, the last couple weeks, agreed, it was much better than it had been. It doesn't erase the hard feelings I have for all the other weeks it sucked, before that, but, it is what it is, and I think that Charlotte Flair, wins here because I think she has that, I think they really are going for title hunting with her, and
Do you think she's politicking?
No, I think Triple H adores her. No, I don't think. I think Triple H is probably the one pushing for her to win, if I'm honest, because he is, him and Flair, and it is what it is. It's Charlotte's his lady. I don't think there's any doubt there that she's gonna win. Honestly,
I think there's doubt.
For you guys, maybe not for me.
I think there's a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, that's incorrect, I believe. Okay, let's go to Gunther and Jey Uso. I'm gonna jump in first. Jey Uso.
Good.
Yeah.
He fucking better win, right?
Yeah,
I agree. I think if he doesn't win that, and especially considering this,
he would be the biggest waste of a Royal Rumble winner in a build of all time.
Not even just that, Mike. I feel like if he loses, you take the complete air out of this entire weekend. Because he's so over. And I think if he loses, I don't care if it's a fuck finish in any way, shape, or form. If he loses, I think the entire crowd turns on the show.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you live in internet world where it was like, he's not a good worker,
He's not though.
If you live in internet world with Donald Wood, who claims he's not on Twitter, but he's tweeting fucking ridiculous shit all the time.
Actually, I was told to tweet that.
Then you think Jey Uso sucks and he's not over and he's not any good. If you live in the real
world...
Well, hold
on. No. You don't just gloss over that. You can't just glump them together.
And they go fucking batshit insane every time he has an entrance, then... You know that what people actually want, the people that are going to be in attendance for the show, is for Jey Uso to win. And Jey Uso, I think, is absolutely going to win. I would be beyond shocked if Jey Uso doesn't win this match. It's the right call, no matter what you think of him and how he is as a worker or whatever.
Yeah, he's mid-card worker. Yes, hello.
He's over as fuck.
Sure, yes, that's not what we were arguing. He's mid in the ring now.
And Vince had Jey Uso lose, you would cry.
Mm-hmm. Again.
I think this also opens the show.
I agree.
I think if he loses in the opener, like I was saying, you take the entire crowd out of this entire show.
And by the way, I fucking love Gunther. He's one of my favorite guys in WWE. He's incredible. He's gonna be a top guy for many years to come. He's gonna be just fine from losing this match.
He can win the title back right away. He can win it. He can win it the first pay-per-view event after this. He can win it back. It'll make Jay look stupid, but honestly, I would still do it. So here's the deal.
Well, you're just doing this for the moment, really, more than anything.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. You're giving Jay. This is what I've always said. When a guy's red hot, give him the fucking ball, and until he gives it back. Try it. What do you have to lose? Listen, Jey Uso, he is. Great tag team wrestler, him and his brother, the two of them, one of the best tag teams ever. I adore them. As a singles competitor, he is he's what you called Rusev, but Rusev was a better wrestler. Rusev ran on, it's Rusev's day.
And the stuff he was doing singles until the internet told you not to love him.
No. Look at me. Ooh. I'm not complaining. Hold on. Listen, I loved Rusev. Shush. Listen, my turn to fucking talk now. I loved Rusev, but you said Rusev was riding on his one line thing. It's Rusev Day, right? And there was no substance to it.
No, that's not what I said.
That's what you said. That's what you always said about Rusev.
He's not really the one that's over. Aiden English is the one that's over because he's doing the whole shtick.
But he was over. Yeah, okay, regardless.
So this is different. Jey Uso's the one doing this.
Okay, he had a gimmick. His gimmick is what is over. He and his gimmick are over as fuck. He in ring is a mid-card. He's not a great technical wrestler. He'd be one of the first to tell you that. He said it himself, and that's fine, dude. He's a good wrestler, but he's not great. He's nowhere near Gunther's level. But this storyline depicts. Hold on. The storyline depicts that he should win this match, and he should win this match because he's been awesome in terms of crowd reactions.
Right,
this is
so
what I'm not crying about anything. I'm not crying. The match will be solid.
Crazy here?
Dude,
no, I don't know why.
We have the same thing that we're saying, and then he's going off and crying about some other shit.
I'm not crying. What am I crying about? I'm saying you act like people who think he's not a good wrestler are wrong.
Yeah.
I can say that he's going to win this and gets great crowd reactions, but he's not a good wrestler.
Bro, I'm not saying he's fucking Daniel Bryan. Few are.
Dude, he's a mid-card fucking... Yo, you're just... Listen, I get it. People are right about him being mid in the ring, and you can't handle it, I guess. Listen, he won the Rumble. He should win this match. And then Gunther should take the fucking title off him. He's a mid-card fucking act who got over on a gimmick. Back to the tag team division you go, buddy. Thanks so much. On to the next.
You know what would be fascinating?
What?
Jey Uso wins. Roman Reigns, honestly, it doesn't matter if he wins or loses, but if he wins in the main event, then on, Raw... Fucking Jay celebrating, Roman comes out, kind of big brothers, and was like, I'm gonna fucking title shot. And he basically turns heel on Jay.
Oh, I like that.
Thumbs down evolution.
Hell yeah, dude.
He kind of revisits that whole bloodline story.
That'd be great.
Initiated
give Roman Reigns the other title.
We're gonna get to Roman Reigns here in a second, and I don't think that's too far-fetched.
Yeah, let's get into it.
I'll say this. I got
Punk. Finally, where he fucking belongs, Donnie. Our boy from Ring of Honor, TNA.
Shut
the indie
the
superstar.
Fuck up. Don't ever compare me and you. This is exactly what he told MJF would happen to him. He'd go be a headliner in night 1 of a 2-day fuck fest. This is a meaningless throw. Shut up. I'm going first. This is a meaningless triple threat match. You're forced to shoehorn the Paul Heyman shit in here because there's no other reason for this match to be happening. This match to be fucking happening. This shit is.
Roman and Punk.
That's the police. They're coming for you. They're coming for you, man. This shit is mid. This shit is mid as fuck. I think that this is a main event because they're like, hey, Roman Reigns got to be in a main event, and now we promise CM Punk a main event, and this is the result we get. All right, we owe Seth Rollins one too. Let's just throw them together. We'll kind of figure something out as we go, but it's really about satisfying those egos. And to me, this is dog shit. Drew McIntyre deserves this spot better. There's so many people who deserve this moment so much better.
Different without saying this is dog shit.
This is dog shit. And listen, this is the kind of shit, if I booked it on my fantasy card, you would complain about that I threw these guys together with no rhyme or no fucking reason.
Top stars.
That's not what you'd say. That's not. You'd be like, why is this happening? It doesn't make any sense in the context of what we're doing.
I will give Donnie this. I do agree it should be Drew McIntyre instead of Roman Reigns. And honestly, night 2 would be more interesting if it was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And it would make Roman more Reigns sense.
Listen, there's a lot of better versions than what we're getting, and this ain't it.
For the past 4 years of WrestleMania.
So who you got in this crap fest? Dog shit.
By the way, and I've said from the start, like, this is not the match that I wanted for these guys. I thought there were better options. With that said,
recall, it was going to be CM Punk and Seth Rollins in the main event last year if they didn't get fucking hurt.
Right. With that said, I do think they've made me far more interested in the match the past couple weeks. I think the stuff that they've done with Heyman has been great, as things with Paul Heyman typically are. The kind of him waffling between Punk and Roman, and then Seth threatening to murder him, and then be like, "Psych, but you owe me now." Good stuff. And I think what's gonna happen is Paul Heyman. It's all a ruse with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is not really trying to be buddies with CM Punk again. He's loyal to his tribal chief. I think that's why he kind of guided Punk towards using his favor in this way. And Roman's acting like he's mad, acting like he's disappointed, pushed down Paul Heyman in the ring on Raw. In actuality, I think Paul Heyman turns on CM Punk. He helps Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns wins this match. And if your theory has anything to it, BG, maybe that could lead to Roman trying to take the title from Jay. Because Roman, while he's a babyface for his reactions, he doesn't really act like a babyface at all.
I'm down for Roman versus Jay for the World Championship, but the idea of this is still poop. Go ahead, BJ.
I think they have done a really good job in recent weeks because I came on and complained about that initial triple threat segment where I was like, this felt so long, it felt meaningless. They've had to rush a bunch of segments, but I think since the contract signing, they've done a really good job. CM Punk has cut great promos, Seth Rollins has cut great promos, Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, they've all done a great job selling me this match. Don't necessarily agree with Seth Rollins, like this is the fucking biggest triple threat in fucking history. Like, I don't buy that. But I appreciate you trying to sell me something. I think he really has stepped up. I loved, as I said earlier, I loved that segment last week with him not giving Paul. Because I texted him, I was like, give him the fucking stomp. I want to see this. And then he doesn't do it, pulled it. I was like, oh, brilliant. I thought that was great stuff. Seth Rollins, twice in 2 weeks going over, both of them, like, obviously he's not going to win. So now it's between CM Punk and Roman Reigns. We don't really know what this whole favor is. So I think that's an interesting element. I don't understand why they don't just announce that this is for number one contendership to the World Heavyweight Championship or the Undisputed WWE Championship. To me, that's just kind of weird, especially when you're selling it as the biggest triple threat. Why wouldn't you have these top contenders, who that's why this all started, was from the Royal Rumble. They're trying to get to the main event in the championship match. They screwed each other. So I don't understand why this isn't for a number one contendership. I think it would be better with that. I'm looking forward to them revealing what this favor is about. I didn't think about that, Mike, as far as this being a ruse between Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, especially when Roman pie-faced Paul Heyman. So, but that does make sense.
And Heyman's done this before with both Roman and Brock Lesnar.
That is true. So I think that would be a very fun element. The safe pick here is Roman Reigns because it's Roman Reigns, and I'm going with the safe pick. I always thought, even last year, was CM Punk, you're going to come back. You can go face Seth Rollins, who's not happy that you're back, who's my champion. You can have your main event, but you're not beating my champion. And I think that's here as well still. CM Punk, I'm going to give you the main event, but you're not going over. And I think, honestly, it's probably for the best because Seth Rollins kind of a tweener, CM Punk, the beloved babyface. Roman Reigns, while he is a babyface, I agree with you, Mike, he just acts like a heel. That's what I love about the characters. He has not changed ever for anybody. That's been the best thing with the whole bloodline is you screw me, that's your fault. I haven't screwed anybody. Everyone's trying to, pretend that I'm not loyal here, but I've been loyal to everyone until they screw me over. And so it's the same thing here. So I think it's very fascinating of what's going to happen here. I think it's Roman Reigns is just the easy pick and the safe pick, and I'm going to go with him.
You guys
Hopefully that means he's around more often, though. This is bullshit, what's been going on with all these schedules.
You guys ready for my conspiracy theory?
Hit the music if you won't play.
I'm not going to play that. Come on, this is in the middle of a huge block of audio. How'd you going to find it? I should just start screaming real loud so it's a prolonged spike. So here's the deal. That's a little inside baseball. Sorry about that. Here's the deal. I think CM Punk wins. And I think the favor has nothing to really do with Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is outside the ring when Punk pins Seth Rollins. So he's just outside, and then Heyman just goes back with Roman Reigns. You know what I think happens? You know who I think gets involved here?
Dean Ambrose.
Against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. I think, no.
Good, because he's not.
The New Shield. I think CM Punk debuts 3 new NXT guys led by Obafemi, and those 3 guys take out Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, and that's the favor Paul Heyman got called in on, and now
Wait,
CM
why would
Punk.
Paul Heyman have to help with that?
Yeah, I don't get
Well,
it.
because he's got logistics and shit. He knows how to get the buses and shit like that. Listen, dodged a bullet there, I think.
Can I be honest with you, Donnie? I don't hate that idea.
Yeah, listen, I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been thinking
because it's such a callback to how he
Yes.
brought them in, and he brought that up, and I'm like, that would be really fucking fun.
Who told you that?
No, here's the thing, because I was thinking of a way, because I think CM Punk, they have to shoehorn CM Punk to winning.
Let's go to NXT roster and see who the fuck.
It's Obafemi. Have Obafemi as your muscle. Obafemi is your Roman Reigns, right? You just need, and then you can honestly do Axiom or something like that.
Axiom? You cannot do Axiom. He wears a fucking mask. He's a little luchador.
Fine. I mean,
I
listen.
feel like Obafemi is too big now for.
Yeah, I agree.
This thing.
No, because he comes up, he comes up in this situation, New Shield, Wrecking Shop.
Like Josh Briggs.
No, it's because it's got to be guys who you're going to make top stars, dude. Because that's what this was. That's why it worked, because they beat everybody.
I know.
You know what I mean?
They don't really have people like that on NXT right now.
Well, make people. If it's going to be Josh Briggs, let's make him a star.
And they're kind of doing New Shield in NXT.
Bam out.
But that was an interesting idea. It can't happen.
CM Punk wins, so Obafemi saves him. Starts a stable, maybe a society of people who don't do drugs of some sort.
Team together like the Shield days to take out the New Shield.
Mox is over on a lease.
The New Shield is all the guys that they stole from AEW. It's like Aleister Black, Rusev, and somebody. That's Mariah May.
There you go.
There you go. Let's go on to night 2. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Just getting Bayley and Lyra on the card, feeling sad for them, huh?
Yeah, I think Bayley turns heel on Lyra.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Bayley needs something.
They did the IC title match on Raw like a week ago or whatever, and Lyra won, and then Bayley kind of snubbed her handshake at first, and she's like, no, I'm sorry, and gave her a hug, and then they win this tag team gauntlet match. I think they lose, and Bayley just fucking snaps and goes off on her. And actually, I think that'd be a very great thing for Bayley. I've never seen
a person in wrestling.
They need some direction,
But here's the thing: she does so many of those, here's the first step towards doing it, and then it never fucking happens. So she takes so many first steps. Every week, it's here's another Bayley thing. She refuses to quit. She's like, no. We're going to start a feud here, I promise. And it's it's not working. They're like, fuck, come on, let's do another one. So Bayley is a hustler. She works her ass off. She is the Seth Rollins or Kevin Owens of the women's division.
Yeah, I think she's the Seth Rollins. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Like she's just handed all the dog shit, smiles, and makes it work the best she can every time. Love her.
And let's be honest, she is at her best as a heel.
Yeah.
So
everyone is though. You know what I mean?
Beat Lyra for the IC title as a heel.
Yeah, that's fine. And Lyra, or put her over. I don't know if you care about her that much. Okay, easy, because it's because of George.
Shut the fuck up. After you turn at WrestleMania,
beat her. Great song. That's not what it is, dummy. All right, AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul wins because of social media.
I agree.
Probably. Yes. Probably so.
Yep.
It really sucks. Like, AJ should win at fucking WrestleMania, but I think
he's going to win at real WrestleMania, which is like Wrestle Dynasty.
Last year, I believe. Right?
I'm sorry?
Didn't Logan Paul lose last year?
No, he won in a triple threat against Randy and KO.
He won that match?
Yeah.
I would love for AJ to win, but I don't think he's going to win.
No. Logan Paul just adding legends to
it depends on if AJ is going to stay or go to Guantanamo Bay.
Why? I thought he signed a new contract.
Not to my knowledge.
I could have sworn AJ was talking about how, like, this is, like, the last stop.
I think he has said that that's what he wants.
Until he gets that fucking 10 figures, and then he's down there fucking doing this fucking gymnastics with Tony. Beat it. Did you hear him singing? Love me some Michael Jackson.
One thing I'll say about AJ, him, Randy Orton, and Rey Mysterio are all in the same exact boat, where they're respected veterans. They're all awesome. You put them in any situation, they're great. And each of them are always given a match at WrestleMania every single year.
Yep. Yes.
Without fail.
As they deserve.
Yes, right. But they're often not. They're often mid-card.
On this fucking show, I'd be furious.
Well, here's the truth. It just bolsters cards.
AJ in like the past few years has not been pushed that much, and he still is always given like a match of note at WrestleMania.
That's Vince McMahon, baby.
Well,
Vince McMahon loved him. Vince McMahon loved AJ Styles, dude. Come on, dude. Just say it. Just say one time Vince is the best.
What?
Say that.
What are we doing here?
Say that right there. Just say Vince would look good in an AEW fucking shirt. You know what I mean?
I've never seen him wear a WWE shirt.
Guess what? Tone's got him wearing an AEW one, dude. It's a polo, too, dude. He's got to wear a polo and instead of the little alligator right there, it says AEW, real nice.
Lacoste?
Okay. I don't know what word slur you just used, but we don't say that on this show. We don't say that on this show, dude. Yeah, BJ is right there. Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. One of these things is not like the other. Fatal 4-way match, and it'll be good.
Luchador.
Dominic Mysterio sucks. Yes, he does, dude, he does. No, it's just like, he's fun to boo him, cool, but he's like not that great overall.
Yeah, he's really great actually.
It's bad opinion.
He's a great heel. He's super over as a heel.
Well, I thought I was going on to talk my spot.
He's actually a workhorse and has more matches than anybody.
Yeah, and they're not that good. I will say that Penta should win here, in my opinion.
Oh.
Maybe Ray helps him. Ray Phoenix?
I'm going to go with Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, because I think the Judgment Day finally explodes between Finn and Dominic, and Braun takes advantage. I would say maybe he pins Finn, and he retains.
Yeah.
So part of that is also, I think there's going to be many title changes.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to have some that are retaining.
I agree.
Do you... disagree. Do you... Sorry. This is disagree. No, I did Penta. I don't see. He's been great. I want Penta to win.
I agree. He's been great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Braun
can be great with or without the title.
Beat it. BJ, who'd you take?
I'm just gonna take Braun. I can see Penta winning.
Strowman?
Finn Balor or Mysterio have a chance though.
I wish it was Braun Strowman.
It is interesting that Phoenix. They just had him debut on SmackDown. Like, that's it.
He could come and help his brother, you know what I mean?
I think the timing of it is weird, because, like, why wouldn't you wait till the SmackDown after WrestleMania?
Yeah, it was so bizarre. Like,
but I do like that they're not immediately putting them together, because you can build up your own equity at first, and then eventually they come together.
There's no reason for them to be a tag team.
Right. Unless they were requiring that they were signed as a tag team.
I don't understand having him debut, like, 2 weeks before WrestleMania.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I would have saved that for post-WrestleMania SmackDown.
Right.
You guys See, this WWE's been fucking up a lot lately, dude. You guys are just ignoring it. It's bad stuff.
I don't really call that a fuck up. It
100% is a fuck up, dude. It's 100% a fuck up. You have the moments.
Why is it
post WrestleMania Raw?
Well, they gave you a moment on a build towards WrestleMania where you feel is lacking.
Yes, but it doesn't make any sense because he's not having a WrestleMania match.
I agree.
So you have him the Raw after WrestleMania.
I think he's having a WrestleMania SmackDown.
Oh my god, dude.
In the Battle Royal.
That sucks, and you know it.
Yes.
Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Okay, listen, like Damian Priest, you're making a street fight. Cool. This is mid-card mafia shit. Damian Priest is not on Drew McIntyre's level, and it's not a testament to his fucking Damian Priest. Damian Priest has been solid, really good, true mid-card act. Damian Priest is good. Damian Priest is fucking serviceable. Drew McIntyre is a fucking top star. That dude deserves to be in the fucking triple threat match. He deserves to be in a world championship match. I think he should be where Jey Uso is. I think he should be anywhere other than where he is, dude. But Drew wins.
Drew McIntyre to be in a main event because he deserves it. Sure.
Right there, you just said it because he deserves it. Yes.
There's only 2 main events.
Okay.
And you're going to always have great top stars who don't quite make it into a main event that year.
That's good. So you better give him something worth fucking talking about, and this ain't it.
That's happening with Drew this year. Last year he was against Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship, which while it didn't go on last, that was a main event caliber match. This year he's got Priest, and the reason I'm not fucking crying about it is because there's a ton of history. Like, this is actually a well-built feud. Like, Priest cost him at WrestleMania last year by cashing in. Priest eliminated him from the Royal Rumble. Priest eliminated him from Elimination Chamber. Like, he has every reason to have issues with Priest. And then their weekly interactions have been really good, too. Like, the attacks and Priest slamming him through the car. And, like, it's been good shit. So
they've done the best they can with doo-doo, but it is doo-doo nonetheless.
Excellent mid-card matches to have a good overall WrestleMania. This is one of those matches. Drew McIntyre wins, and hopefully it is, bigger and better coming out of it.
I agree with both of you, because I do think that they've done a great job with the feud. They are both great wrestlers. I think the match is going to be fantastic. I think they're going to go all out and try to make sure they have the best match on the entire weekend. I have no doubt about that. And they have the benefit of the hardcore element, which is going to be very fun. They put that into the storyline, which is great. I agree with Donnie, though, that this is a big step down for where Drew McIntyre has been for the past year. To me, it does not make sense. Even if the triple threat is happening with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins, tell you what, make it the fatal four-way with Drew McIntyre because he fits right into that. He has storyline beef with all of them. And he's going after the championship. That's what he wants. He also has been screwed over. He fit in perfectly with that storyline. I don't understand why he's not part of it.
Yeah, I hate it.
And he should absolutely win.
Absolutely
win.
Absolutely.
And I hope that afterwards he goes after the championship, whether it's John Cena or Cody. Or Jay, whoever.
All right, well, let's talk about Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. You guys know that I'm not a big fan of the build to this. Haven't liked it at all. Don't like this matchup. Let me say this. Listen, in a vacuum, I will like this match at WrestleMania. Like, in that moment, like, the three of them fighting in the ring, I'm like, wow, this is a great match. It's gonna be great.
Remember that In Your House triple threat?
But this is not the kind of booking that I like. This is not the kind of story direction that I would have gone.
Good booking?
It's not good booking. A lot of people don't think this is good booking.
I'm more of a Tony Khan fan myself.
Yeah, I know how. Yeah, I'm more of a Territories guy, but that's fine. So let's talk, Mike. Who you got at least?
I'm so excited for this match. I think this is the match I'm most highly anticipating on the second night, maybe the whole fucking show. It's going to be an awesome match. I think it has been built perfectly. I think that, the fans love Rhea. Bianca's been doing a great job playing that almost heel role. Io, they're like doing the whole thing where like, oh, they're both overlooking Io, but then she gets pissed off and she whoops both their asses. Like, I just think they've done a great job building heat and animosity between all three of them. The match is going to be incredible. They are three of the best in the business. I think Bianca Belair wins. And we should all be happy with that because we've all been wanting Bianca to be back in the top spot. She deserves it. She is unreal. She's the total package that you want in a wrestler. And little side note, she wins, that continues her undefeated streak at WrestleMania, which has not really been talked about yet, but I think is something that could be a thing in the future.
Oh yeah, I agree with Mike. Bianca wins. Can't wait for the match.
I feel like Rhea Ripley should win, but I think that Bianca Belair wins, and
why shouldn't Bianca Belair win?
Well, I'm not saying she shouldn't win. I think Rhea Ripley should win. I think that honestly,
by a cumulative property, that means that Bianca Belair should not.
Yeah, sure.
Ooh,
but I saw what he did. But the problem is, like, I can want them both to win, but I think my logic as well as my heart goes to the Rhea Ripley. While logic suggests that Bianca Belair should be working with Jade Cargill and Naomi in some form or fashion, and why they're not is confusing to me.
Well, because we all want her to be
I saw what happened, and I saw Bianca Belair like, oh shit, what the hell's happening here? And then that's it.
I mean, Naomi attacked Jade. She didn't attack Bianca.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but it wasn't the whole idea that she was going to be involved in that at some point. I thought she should have been.
No.
Okay, I think that's stupid. That's my opinion, though. But yeah, I think Bianca Belair wins. I think it should be Rhea Ripley. And then our main event, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship.
I'll go.
Yeah, please. I thought BJ was gonna be like, let's go.
Well, usually you fucking cry for like 5 minutes before we're allowed to speak, so I was waiting for you just to.
Okay, sure. Well, I tossed to you because you're
a traitor, fucking Vampa John. I always hated him. He has 4 moves and he can't work. Did I just do your spiel well enough for you?
Yeah, honestly, it saves me some fucking energy. Thank you.
Yeah, so no secret, the build hasn't been all that we've wanted. We had a couple segments with Cena. We've had Cody kind of trying to carry the load while Cena's been gone. We haven't had The Rock at all. We've barely had a mention of The Rock. Mm-hmm. I think that we'd be so much more excited for this match and probably WrestleMania as a whole if The Rock was involved as much as he was last year. It almost feels to me like what they're trying to do is just like make you doubt if The Rock's going to be at WrestleMania because their plan is for The Rock to show up and screw over Cody Rhodes and help John Cena. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me to like have a desire to like do that though, because we all know that we watched John Cena like turn heel because The Rock told him to. Mm-hmm. So we know that they're working together. Maybe they're doing this because for whatever reason The Rock was not available all these weeks. I don't know that. I'm not Melt, so I'm not going to speculate on if that's the case or not. But I just feel like this has to lead to The Rock showing up because, I'm sure Cody and Cena can have a good match, but you need something big to happen here, considering what happened in Elimination Chamber with the turn. I think that big thing is The Rock getting involved and screwing over Cody Rhodes, John Cena winning his 17th world title, and that's how you go off the air of WrestleMania.
BJ.
I've complained for weeks about this fucking heel turn. Not that he turned heel, but the aftermath of the heel turn. One of the biggest storylines in the history of pro wrestling. Whether you like John Cena or not, it's just fact. Him turning heel after almost 20 fucking years is a big deal. And never in a million years I've imagined that one of the biggest heel turns of all time would result in him showing up twice before WrestleMania in the span of what feels like almost 2 months. And I think it's fucking pathetic that this is the route that they've taken to build to such a monumental match where he turned heel, he's going after a fucking record, and going after your biggest babyface. So I think that's fucking pathetic. I don't understand why in a build to WrestleMania, and you have these stars, The Rock, John Cena, who can't show up because of other obligations, and you're working around that. Okay, well, last year it happened where The Rock could hop on fucking Instagram and cut a 20-minute incredible promo that had the internet buzzing, and showing it on TV in a cut version of, here's what The Rock did, you need to fucking listen to it, because we're building to fucking WrestleMania 40. I don't understand why they don't do that. Why couldn't they fucking film sit-down segments or backstage segments at Elimination Chamber or when John Cena's there and do things to show on air when he's not around? It fucking boggles my mind because you've already done it before. We did it during the pandemic where people had to be isolated to do X, Y, Z, and we have segments to air. So I think it's fucking bullshit in the fucking biggest match on your entire show that the people are not around and you don't do anything with it. And Cody, I think, has done an amazing job in the storyline carrying it for someone who's not here. And he's only can do so much when someone's not here. I'm looking forward to the match. I want to see if John Cena wins number 17. I do think he does. I do think The Rock shows up. Why do I think The Rock shows up? Less because of the fucking storyline calls for it, more because it's WrestleMania and he's part of the fucking company and he's on the board and all this shit. So if everyone's going to be there, you better fucking show up for work. So I think that's why he shows up, not for anything else. I think it's pathetic that last year, the whole thing coming out of WrestleMania was Cody and The Rock, and we were looking forward to this weekend for them having a match together. If The Rock can't do it,
I was not looking forward to The Rock.
No, not at all. I didn't think that either.
They built to it at least, and they did it
they built to a lot of things, if we're honest, because they were friends and then they're not. Like fucking crazy.
No, they weren't fucking friends, and The Rock came out of bad blood looking at Roman Reigns like, what the fuck are you doing teaming with Cody, who was our adversary for so long, and took the championship from you, and we're going to build to that. And then all of a sudden, Raw on Netflix, they're buddy-buddy. Then they're not buddy-buddy. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's really annoying as a fan of John Cena, of The Rock, of what they were doing with the Bloodline storyline. And it really, like I've been saying for a while, it pisses me off that the Bloodline storyline basically doesn't exist. Especially because this WrestleMania could have easily been part of the Bloodline storyline and continued that. And so I think there's a lot of bullshit that's been happening. And this is like the epicenter of that because of the heel turn that The Rock was part of and then got one mention in the past month. It makes no fucking sense to me. So it's a huge match. It should feel bigger. It should be better. I think the match will be very fun. The Rock will probably get involved. There's going to be a whole bunch of interference.
Undertaker.
I am hoping.
Everybody. It's just how it is last year. Stone Cold.
I said it was Stone Cold. It is going to be Stone Cold helping out Cody Rhodes after John Cena wins the championship.
Okay, so why is he even there then?
Because he's there.
He could save him before the title loss. You know what I mean? I'd be like, where the fuck you been, Steve? You know what I mean? Like,
he believes in, like, getting the job done on your own.
Yeah. He's like, don't be a pussy about it, but, like, I really don't care that much until you're getting beat down.
If the match is over, he doesn't want him to take it.
Even though Cody's been bloodied many of the times.
Stone Cold comes out.
Stone Cold watches fucking, the guy fucking whipped him with a belt, laughing and smoking a joint in a ring. Didn't do shit. You know what I mean?
Stone Cold wasn't there.
How do you know? How do you fucking know, dude? Now all of a sudden he's doing it?
What do you mean?
I don't know, maybe. It was in his hometown, I think. It was in Lubbock, Texas, or whatever.
He's at WrestleMania weekend. He's going to accept being inducted into the Hall of Fame with Bret Hart for having such an awesome match. All right, well, Cody's fucking busted open and bloody. He's going to come out and whip some ass.
Listen, John Cena wins this match. He wins his 17th World Championship. He erases Ric Flair from history, just as Triple H once. And somehow it still blows. I am in such a loss here. I don't like Cody Rhodes, traitor, as BJ pointed out. I don't like John Cena. He's a piece of shit in real life, as BJ pointed out.
Vampa John, baby.
I thought the heel turn sucked. I think the heel run has been non-existent, really. And when he's there, I didn't like the promos that much. Everybody's like, oh, look at him. It's like, I don't like him that much. Cody Rhodes has been the best part of this and carrying it because he's the only one there. But, I don't have anybody to compare him to. So, yeah, he's getting A's because he's fucking, he's
getting AIDS?
He's getting A's, like, on a test. Please don't say that. I hope not. Jesus Christ. But he's essentially working with fucking nothing. He's out there by himself working a two-man match. And I feel kind of bad for Cody Rhodes in this situation because he's just going to lose the title. And, he's just going to be a mid-card fucking act now. And that's what he deserves. But it's just, it's a fall from grace. He's going to be Jacob Fatu fighting LA Knight for the U.S. title next year. So John Cena wins. Do you doing anything? Yeah, you going anywhere? Are you doing anything for WrestleMania?
Watching WrestleMania.
I'll be watching WrestleMania. Unlike you, we know you're not watching.
Well, I'm thinking about Saturday maybe getting together with some boys and checking it out. But
that'd be fun.
Sunday, I'm definitely not watching it live. No.
I hope the boys are above 18.
Listen, unfortunately, we're all over 40 at this point, except for me. I'm still 37. I'm still 37, baby. I'm feeling good. 38's coming quick, though, and I'm fucking kind of nervous about it. BJ, I know my birthday's close, but BJ won't shut the fuck up about his birthday.
My birthday passed, buddy.
Oh, wait, I thought... No, it's Mike's who won't shut up. He's September. Oh, he won't shut the fuck
Dude,
up.
I literally tried
he
not to
shut the fuck up about it. He's like, yo, could you guys send me a group email for work?
pay-per-view on, Mike?
God, I hope not.
Hell yeah, dude.
Before.
Tony knows, and he's like, I'll give
that
this a
happened before, and Braun Strowman returning to WWE happened on my birthday.
I'll give this little twat.
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
There you go. Okay. All right. So let's go on to the Hall of Fame. It is at 1 a.m. Eastern Time Friday night. Is that real?
Yo, what the fuck is that, Mike?
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
So is it televised or no?
Yes.
Well, it's on Peacock. So essentially what happened is, like, the last few years they've been doing it after SmackDown.
Okay, and it's in Las Vegas.
They've been doing it after SmackDown. Like, they just keep the people in the arena after, and then they do it. Which I understand, like, them not wanting to do that necessarily, because it doesn't feel as grand as it did in the past. So I understand wanting to make it its own thing. But I think you gotta, I don't know, move to a different day or something, because it seems like what they want to do is, like, okay, you give people enough time after SmackDown to go to this because it's at a different venue. But 1 a.m. is just insane.
What time did the show start when we went to see Jeff Cobb against Keith Lee?
Midnight.
Probably around 1 a.m.
I think it was 1 a.m. when we got, because it was like 12:30, I think was the start time, but they didn't start right away.
Delayed, like it took forever to get in there.
Yep.
Remember?
Yes, I do. I do. Buddy.
Yeah, this is like that.
Yeah, that's how this feels. And like, listen, I remember doing that, and that was WrestleMania weekend. We knew we were going to be doing that kind of shit, right? And it was still too late. You just run out of gas, dude. Especially adults, you just run out of gas.
That's such a totally different thing, though. That's a company being like, hey, people are in town for WrestleMania, let's give them something else to do and pay people as wrestlers.
Oh, I get it. I'm just talking about my physical and emotional state.
I don't care about that. I care
okay, all right.
This is a fucking grand company, number one wrestling company in the world, putting on your Hall of Fame at 1 a.m. Eastern. I don't care what fucking show you put on. It should not be at 1 a.m. Eastern. Do this on Thursday night. Do it fucking Friday afternoon. Do something besides 1 a.m. Eastern. Makes no fucking sense. And I understand Triple H didn't really want to fucking go in the Hall of Fame, but this is not the way to be like, hey, don't look at me.
The fact that SmackDown's 3 hours and goes to 11, I'm sure contributed to this, which is fucking ridiculous in its own right.
Absolutely ridiculous. But even then, at least if it was at 11 o'clock, okay, maybe it ends at 1 a.m.
Right.
A little more tolerable. To start at 1 a.m., this thing sometimes is gone for like 3 fucking hours.
Dude, you say it's a little more tolerable. Dude, 1 a.m. is the absolute latest I could tolerate. Now you're starting it at the time where I'm like,
That's
I can't do this. Like, I can't, dude.
I feel like in recent years, like, besides, like, the Undertaker speech, I feel like there's not been as many, like, super long speeches.
Well, here's
so
how
they probably have a hard out that they want, but it's still 1 a.m. is way too late.
Even so, it might end at 3 a.m. It's WrestleMania weekend. The next day, NXT starts at, like, 1 p.m.
Apparently the call time for NXT wrestlers is 5 a.m.
What the fuck is that?
Because it starts so early, NXT. So, like, if you're, like, an NXT wrestler, you can't go to this.
That doesn't even make sense. Shawn Michaels has to go run the show.
Yeah, true. He's pulling all night.
So he's just, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Dude, this is
he's about to fall off the wagon, dude.
Right. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
I was gonna say something about his eye.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking staring it's gonna be going like looking backwards while the other one's looking forwards now. Shit's going wonky, dude.
Hall of Fame, though, itself, I am looking forward to it. Triple H is one of my favorites of all time.
Oh, my God.
DDP's speech for Lex Luger. I can't believe Undertaker's inducting Michelle McCool. It's just fucking hysterical. Stone Cold, bro.
Who else would induct her?
Well, she shouldn't be in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you.
She shouldn't be in.
It's politicking at its finest, yep.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree that she shouldn't be in. I would agree that there's people who aren't in yet that should be in ahead of her.
I could name 127 I've listed off.
You'd be wrong if you were trying to name 127.
Asia.
I think it's cool that they are inducting matches, though.
The WCW China, Asia.
Yeah, here's the thing with that. Like, so it's not a real Hall of Fame in terms of like a real building or anything.
Which is a travesty. They should definitely do that.
UFC does this. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's TKO Umbrella. I assume that's where the idea came from. the thing I like about it is, like, okay, we get to see fucking Stone Cold and Bret Hart again.
Exactly.
And they get to talk.
I think it's very cool to acknowledge beyond, hey, we're going to have a day where Stone Cold and Bret Hart, they get inducted to the Hall of Fame. Everyone's going to go over the accolades and everything and induction speech. But this is now specific to one of the iconic matches that propelled Stone Cold, really helped Bret Hart and his heel character go forward. I think it's cool for CM Punk being a fan of both of theirs to induct them. Like, the accomplishment of in the ring just for a specific match is very important. That's like what we watch for. So I think it's very cool to induct a match, and then to start with Stone Cold and Bret Hart is one of the best matches you could ever induct. So I think it's very cool as these wrestlers get later in their years, and after they've already had a Hall of Fame speech, to bring them back and do another celebration for it. I think it's great. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Natural disasters going into RIP,
Hell yeah.
earthquake.
And also,
I love the natural disasters.
Yeah, I did too. That's a big, honestly, that's one of those,
I'm looking
you're
forward
a
to see
kid.
who's going to induct them. There was nothing on Wiki about that.
I would guess Jimmy Hart because he managed them.
Oh, that'd be
just my
fun.
guess.
That's a big pop. You're gonna get me popping. I can't believe Tony didn't
at
fucking
2 a.m.
scoop him
Eastern.
up. No, definitely not.
Next day.
Monday. No, be like Monday or Tuesday. I'll get to this. If I even.
Kamala, Dory Funk Sr., and Ivan Koloff, legacy inductions
Legacy is
also.
fun.
Maybe they should help Kamala while he's still alive. I don't know.
What do you mean help him?
Yeah, they should help him because he was like struggling all the time.
I think he
did.
had a Legends
I think Vince
contract
did.
where he was paid money.
Yeah, well, not enough.
Okay.
Never is.
Never is.
Put Scott Hall through 20 rehab stints, not enough.
Yeah, well, that's a Scott Hall issue, not a fucking Kamala issue. Kamala was having medical issues, not fucking drug issues.
Yeah, and he had a Legends deal. He got paid.
All right, so yeah, the Hall of Fame, I honestly will tell you the truth, I probably will never watch this because of the situation.
I'll try to watch it as it happens. We'll see how I do.
Yeah, right, dude.
I was thinking the same, but I'm
What do you mean,
like,
yeah, right? You can't,
what time do you go to bed
stay up
on a
till
normal
3
night?
a.m. ever? Now, because you're old?
I cannot
I
tell
don't
you the
know if I
last
want
time
to.
I stayed up till 3 a.m. No.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. When was the last time I stayed?
I did it, like,
okay, no,
2
I
weeks
stayed up till 2 a.m. playing Schedule 1, but I mean, that was like the first time in forever, dude.
Okay, so you're capable.
I don't know, dude. I was rough around the edges at 2 a.m. I woke up like shit the next day, too.
That's because you're fucking fat.
Yeah. Yeah. Lex Luger doesn't deserve it. Good to see GDP. Michelle McCool doesn't deserve it. National Disasters were cool. The match is interesting. I like the UFC doing it because it was the Stephen Bonner, Forrest Griffin
awesome
fight that kind of like was the impetus of that. And I like that a lot. So that's fun. But yeah, Triple H doesn't deserve it. This Hall of Fame clay. I am not.
doesn't deserve
You know
it.
what? Hold on, real quick. I am not going to watch this ever. I just saw it. I might try to catch a little of the natural disasters, but everything else is going to be an actual disaster. So I'll skip it. Thanks so much. Let's talk about NXT Stand and Deliver. Mike, you go through this because I legitimately do not fucking care.
Okay. I want to be honest about this. It is not, the card is not that exciting to me.
It sucks, to be honest with you.
Well, they got too many like multi-person matches and stuff like that.
Everything.
Hold on real quick. You have very few standout stars in NXT right now, if I'm honest.
Oh, I disagree with that.
No, you got tons in the women's
think that's
division.
the
You got
opposite.
Obafemi and
I don't
Trick
agree.
and men's.
I think that's the problem. This is a Tony Khan booked card for a 5-match
Yeah,
card.
you're forcing people on.
Not everybody gets to eat, baby.
Like, I think Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans, that's a fine use of the triple threat because they've built that.
Yeah.
But like the women's match, I don't think that needs to be a fatal 4-way. I don't think, I don't know. I just feel like you only got one singles match out of 5 matches. That just seems a little weird to me.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Before we go on to this, Mike, can I tell you something that pisses me off? I mentioned it earlier, but like, you brought the Creed brothers up. Nothing happens with them. Here's a card in NXT Stand and Deliver, which I agree they have a stacked roster as far as I'm concerned. I think that is completely wrong, but they have a bunch of stars that they have. But Roxanne Perez is nowhere on NXT.
Oh,
she's nowhere on WrestleMania.
she is going to be on the card. They're doing some kind of tag team match that they are announcing tonight, I guess. But it's not a significant
there's maybe another match?
Yeah. Because last week Ava was like, she said she has an idea or something. They did like a little segment with like Roxanne was there and
Bayla. Right. I forgot about that.
They did that last year too. They had like a 6-woman tag or an 8-woman tag.
That's right. That was a good show we went to.
It was a very good show.
Right,
I was more excited for that show than this one, but
I agree.
But I will say this. It's happened many times where it's like, oh, I don't know about this card, and then NXT ends up having a great show.
Sure.
But yeah, because your expectations are fucking so low a mouse can't get underneath them.
That's supposed to mean.
You have low expectations because.
6-woman ladder match for the NXT Women's North American Championship that Stephanie Vaquer vacated. Zarya versus Kalani Jordan versus Sol Ruca versus Izzy Dame versus 2 to be determined tonight.
It's wild to see that Izzy Dame came from being with Bailey and her hair thing to fucking being in this match. That's just wild.
That is not her.
I don't know. I thought it was. That's wild that they didn't do that.
Izzy.
That's crazy.
But she actually is literally going to be, I think, in the WWE ID tournament. That Izzy.
Oh, that's cool.
That
makes us old, right? Because she was a little kid and now she's a grown-up?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a while.
They have not announced the qualifying matches that are happening tonight for the women's match, which I think is kind of weird. I'm predicting Cora Jade and Lola Vice get in without knowing what the matches are. And I'm predicting Cora Jade wins. She's been in NXT for a long time. She's been all around the titles, hasn't won one yet. I don't see her getting called up in the near future. I think this is your opportunity to put the title on.
So she's been all around, is that what you said?
She's been all around the titles, hasn't won it.
I'll go with Sol Ruca.
Something about her just... I like her more now. I don't know what it is about Cora Jade. I like
Cora Jade,
more
agreed.
now than I did before.
100%.
It's improved somewhere. I don't know where it was. No, in the ring.
Fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie Vaquer versus Julia versus Jordan Grace versus Jada Parker.
Dude, that's stacked.
That's stacked. I'll say this,
Jordan Grace.
I'll say this, though. I think I would have rather had Jada Parker put her in the ladder match and maybe even have her win the North American Championship. I like Jada Parker, but Stephanie versus Julia versus Jordan Grace, that seems a little more compact to me. That's your 3 top stars in the women's division, too, against each other. That makes a little more sense to me.
Probably want someone to take a pinfall.
I think that is what's happening for sure. Jada's taking the pinfall.
I do agree with you, though. I don't like Jada, but I agree.
Right. The match should be amazing. I think, and this is, I had this idea in the WrestleMania card as well. I think that there's going to be a lot of retaining going on in the show. The only other person who I see, only quote-unquote title change I see is, a new North American champion because it's vacant. Mm-hmm. So I think Julia wins it back by pinning Jada. And I'm actually okay with the idea of, Stephanie and Julia are your top 2, trade the title a couple times. I think that'd be fine. So I'd say Julia wins.
I like that. I would go with Stephanie, and then Julia wins it back in a singles match against Steph. But that would be great.
I'm gonna say Jordan Grace because you brought her in as a big deal.
Jada Parker gonna win.
But let me say something. We can't agree on the winner, but we all agree that Jada Parker taking that L, right?
Yes. NXT Tag Team Championship match: Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus the winner of the Gauntlet match tonight.
So just spoil it for us.
I am fucking praying. I am praying that they pull a swerve and the Hardys show up as the last entrance and win that Gauntlet match.
Oh, that would be awesome. Dude,
is it live tonight or something? I thought you already had spoilers.
No, it's live tonight.
Oh.
You can't get me spoilers?
NXT's live, man.
Get me spoilers!
That's my hope because they did Hardys.
Spoiler alert!
They did Hardys versus Fraxton before and it was a great match. It was awesome. TNA titles and Hardys won. So it would have made sense to do this again.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't happen, I unfortunately think fucking Hank and Tank are gonna win. They absolutely fucking blow.
Dude, I'm not a fan.
Who's Hank and Tank? Hold on.
They're a shitty version of Heavy Machinery.
Yeah. Dude.
No, thank you.
Hold on. I want it. I want it now. Hold on.
Do you not know Hank and Tank?
Nope, do not. I told you I haven't been watching lately, dude.
Dude, you're kind of lucky that you haven't been watching them.
You haven't. They've been on for 2 years.
Go to the next one. I want
I
Hank
think
and Tank.
Fraxium win regardless, but I hope it's the Hardy Boys. I'm thinking it's gonna be fucking Hank and Tank. North American Championship: Ricky Saints versus the winner of the Fatal 4-Way match tonight, which I almost positive will be Ethan Page.
Yep.
I think that'll be a good match. Ricky Saints wins because he just won the title.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You got Ricky Saints, Don?
Yeah, he wins, whatever. I'm busy with Hank and Tank.
Presumably the main event is the triple threat for the NXT Championship: Oba Femi versus Trick Williams versus Jabon Evans. I have the build to this.
This as the main event?
I think so. Why do you got the women's Fatal 4-Way?
I think it would be cool to have the women main event this, but I could see this being it.
Yeah.
This one probably has more heat, so.
Right, that's why I'm saying I think the build's been better for this one.
Yeah.
I like what they've been doing with Trick, giving him a little bit of an edge to him.
Edge?
I
do
cope
like that.
with that.
Hangin' Tank is from Booker T's school.
Well, they're ass. He did a horrible job training them.
It's funny, Mike.
maybe Swerve was right all along. Maybe
Can't
Swerve was
win
right
them
all along. Yeah.
Mike, it's interesting because a year ago or so, we said it would be Obafemi versus Trick at this year's NXT Stand Deliver. We were almost there.
We were basically
and I
right.
would have preferred it.
Uh-huh.
I
don't know. Because we already got Obafemi versus Trick, I like Javon being involved in it too, because he adds another element in ring, and he's good.
He is good.
Obafemi's the pure heel. Javon Evans is the pure babyface. Trick's been playing the middle.
You know what this match needs though?
A ladder.
A little culture. A little white guy. We need a white guy in there.
Culture.
Yikes.
That's what we need. That's what we need. A little culture, man.
No, not a good thing.
Hell yeah. No. Come on, dude. Come on. You don't think that's the first? You don't need an Owen Hart, dude? Come on. That's what this match needs.
I think Obafemi wins by pinning Javon Evans. Well, know what? I think Obafemi wins by pinning Trick, because Trick's got nothing left to prove here. I think Trick's coming up. I don't think.
No, he's part of the He's part of the Shield. Let's go. Trick Williams leading it, dude.
Obafemi loses if you plan on calling him up, and I can't see Obafemi leapfrogging Trick for a call up. So.
Don't get Miz all up in my good shit here, dude. I don't need that shit in my life.
Dude, I can't believe that Carmelo. That's what he's done the past year. It's fucking.
Melo
nothing.
don't Miz, because they are awesome.
Dude.
Can I tell you something?
It's so upsetting.
That is so doo-doo.
That's pretty good.
That's all the doo-doo. That's all.
Every time he says it, I'm like, that's not good.
Yeah, nope, not even a little bit.
It's good.
I have to say, that's enough of wrestling for WWE style. We got to go to AEW, but I'm going to look over here real quick. I'm going to look over here real quick at BJ. And I'm going to say, why in God's green earth did you make them so small? Because, I got to
Let me get my monocle.
Holy shit, the one time you do need your monocle, dude.
Yeah, here's the problem. Don't know how or why. The wiki page is all messed up. There's something on the right rail preventing it from expanding.
Yeah, it's not you?
Yeah, I went to the wiki page. So I had to, change up the browser.
Just list them.
It was just too small.
Just list them. Just
copy
it into Word.
No.
Merge formatting. Drop it in.
14 years. I did it for 14 years.
I'm actually getting a shoot headache trying to look at
I seriously am frustrated. It's so small, dude. Is this how you feel, BJ, when you look down at your dong? It's just like this angry and mad at it, dude? No wonder people are so mad with the small dongs, dude, because I'm pissed off looking. I can't read. I think it says Will Ospreay, but I'm not even sure.
This is fucking 2 weeks ago.
Will Ospreay defeated Kevin Knight. Listen. Kevin Knight. It was really good. I like Kevin Knight a lot. That's a big win for AEW.
Donnie, before we go, we don't do match by match. I want, because you gave your whole overall thoughts about WrestleMania build. Mm-hmm. I want to hear your overall thoughts about this show.
And then your thoughts about the main event.
Okay. I
yes.
love this. This is incredible, dude. This is the shit.
5 AEW pay-per-view of all time. Absolutely. This was a fucking horrible to watch.
100% incorrect. The stuff with Swerve at the end with the Young Bucks, that is what I'm talking about. That's what the Young Bucks provide. That's what I'm talking about. Adam Cole, back in business, baby, with Adam Cole. I'm feeling it. Kenny Omega is a freaking star. We're going. Speedball Bailey is awesome too. Deserves a shit ton of credit and deserves a shit ton of respect. Ricochet is better than he ever was in WWE. He is in AEW. He's funny and quirky and cool, and I like that shit. Bandito beating Jericho. Everybody complains about Jericho. Well, he's gone now, dude. You got what you wanted, right?
How about that finish? Tell me about that finish.
Oh, that was such a bad finish.
Oh, that was a good match. You didn't like that?
The finish. Do you remember what the finish is?
Of what? Bandito and Jericho?
Tell me the finish.
Of what? Bandito and Jericho?
Yes.
Which match are we talking about? Bandito or Jericho?
Bandito and Jericho.
The main event?
What match? They wrestled each other.
Yeah. It's great.
What was the finish?
He wants you to tell the finish of
it was
match.
Awesome, dude. I don't know what you're...
No,
Bandito won. Bandito fucking... He jumped right out and did the flip thing.
Walk us through.
Listen, I don't have time to do that right now. I just don't.
What happened is Jericho watched this show. No, he doesn't know anything. Jericho cheats to win. He uses his bat to hit Bandito, and he pins him. Okay? Match is over. Jericho's celebrating. That's it.
Exactly, yes.
And then Bandito's mom and sister, who are on the front row, are yelling.
Yep.
And like Aubrey, who has to get her fucking time in the spotlight on the show, goes over to them. Is like, what are you saying? You're saying Chris Jericho used a bat to hit Bandito? Well, that's good enough for me to restart.
That's classic. That's classic wrestling, dude.
No, it's not.
Dude, you know how many times the referee sees the ref? No.
Wrestling where they go ask a fan like, oh, did that person?
It wasn't a fan. It wasn't a fan,
okay,
dude.
We're gonna restart
no, they just pointed out the fucking chair in the back.
Absolute fuck.
Dude, let me tell you something. How many times did a referee count 3? Hold on. How many times did a referee count?
Watching wrestling.
How many times did a referee count 3? And then he gets up and then he's like, oh wait, hold on, there's a chair in the ring. You used that. No. Match is back on. That's different. Happens all the time.
Because Aubrey didn't see the bat. She was told by the fans, who happened to be Bandito's family, that he used the bat.
And then she saw the bat and fucking, then it was, I don't know, I didn't think you were talking about that part. That's perfectly logical and classic wrestling. That's classic wrestling. We just talked about it. You love it when El Generico Americo does it.
Fucks over the Bills. I'd be like, hey, I saw the play. That's not what happened. Could you please overturn it? And they're like, yep.
But they're right. Replay confirmed it, dude. Exactly. So you look like an asshole now.
All they had to do, you know what? If Bandito's family told her and then she went to a monitor and watched it and said, I'd be like, fine, that's fine. Because at least you saw it happen. But she's just like taking their word for it. That's stupid as fuck.
No, she double checked. She got in her ear. She got in her ear. They heard it in her ear.
That's stupid as fuck.
I thought they don't restart all the matches then.
And that was only the second worst finish of the night.
People should speak up more. Empty squeaky wheel, gets more oil. You know what I mean?
I guess you're right.
Thank you.
That was only the second worst finish of the night.
Nah, don't you talk about the main event.
The main event, dude.
What's the problem? You didn't like that one?
No, I didn't.
How'd it go down again?
Swerve was about to win the championship, and the lights went out, and the fucking Young Bucks showed up.
Yeah, baby. The best.
Beat him up and
Tell him again. Say it loud with your chest, dude. Yeah, because lights going out is cool shit,
oh,
dude.
Man, who could it be?
Yeah, I was thinking the same
Who
thing.
could it be now?
Oh, this is potentially exciting, and then I went instantly flaccid.
Your wife is like, that's normal.
Even quicker this time.
Let's go. So a favorite match for me was the Kenny Omega Ricochet Mike Bailey match. My favorite moment of the night was the Young Bucks coming back.
Go out.
And my overall grade.
Oh my god.
Or the spot in the Bandito match. My overall grade. You know what? You're right. It wasn't quite what it was before, but I'm going to tell you that it's still a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow. That's pretty low for you.
Yeah, I know. I know. See, I'm not biased.
My favorite match was Omega versus Ricochet versus Speedball. Yeah. It was nonstop action. Yes, there was like not a ton of selling in certain instances, but it was head and shoulders above like any other match on the card. Favorite moment when Daniel Garcia lost his title. That match was whatever, but he's just awful. Overall grade, I'm gonna be legitimate with this. I'm gonna give it a 5.5 out of 10. This was an absolute fucking slog to get through. There was not that many good matches even. There was multiple matches that didn't even need to be on this card. The finish to the pay-per-view was absolutely horrible. You couldn't have ended on a worse note.
Not true.
Not a good pay-per-view.
I mean, they could have found a way, Mike, but...
Mm-hmm. I also liked Mariah May and...
Mariah May, she wasn't on the show.
Not Mariah May. I'm so
Tony
sorry.
Storm?
Tony Storm and
Mariah May, you can watch her in WWE soon, brother.
Yeah, no, listen, she's gonna be exposed over there for sure.
Exposed.
I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. I'm on the internet. I'm on the internet. I turn on the motherfucker.
What do you got, BG?
Easily the triple threat was match of the night. I don't see how you could even choose another match to be
the main event. By
the way, it's so funny. Like when I watched that match, I'm like, oh, Meltzer's giving this 6 stars.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Didn't he give it 4.5?
So here's
he
the
gave
thing.
It less than the Ricochet, Ospreay, Takeshita triple threat, which was way worse than this.
I do agree.
He's got Ospreay derangement syndrome, I think.
Ospreay wasn't in this one, man.
He's got.
Omega's still working back from the health condition, so he's not Melt standard yet, apparently.
Yep.
It's really sad. Honestly, Melt's taking a look inside, but it's hard, man. These guys overcome.
Could you imagine if this country operated on the Melt standard? We'd go bankrupt immediately.
It did for 4 years under
like
Joe Biden.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh, but let's look at us, both of us. Look at us. And now everybody can be mad and happy at the same time.
I gotta be honest, I do think it's very fucking impressive what Kenny Omega has been doing.
Yeah,
that was easily matched tonight. I think my favorite.
He's got great promos as well.
Oof. That was not a good segment.
We can't all be 5-tool players.
Yeah. My favorite moment probably was the Ricochet meme of getting kicked in the face. That was pretty fun. Overall grade.
Get off the internet. Touch grass.
6.5 out of 10.
Low.
Wow,
super
that's
low.
high.
Super low.
This pay-per-view, watching it live, man. Me
Sexy.
and Mike and
Felt
George
good,
were watching
right?
it live. George even came in late.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much he didn't care about this.
And he's a huge fucking AEW mark.
Yeah.
Like almost as bad as you.
I kind of missed the text chain with you guys.
This went till like 12:30.
Yeah, that was another part. It wasn't just midnight.
Yeah.
For
It's almost when the Hall of Fame is gonna start.
No meaningful or good matches hardly. It went to 12:30.
Yeah. The main event didn't even start till like a quarter to fucking 12. This shit was crazy.
Crazy.
Did we need a half hour of Mox versus Swerve to get to that ending?
That was another thing. That's how they left us after going to 12:30.
That was a great, dude. That was like I said, 12:30. I'm like, oh, getting tired. Bam, Young Bucks. Guess what? Up to 1:30 now.
All that to build to Swerve and Hangman versus the Young Bucks.
Yes.
Swerve and Hangman after Hangman burned down the man's house.
Oh, it's like Rock and Sock.
Yes, I was gonna say, like, some of my greatest fucking memories of tag teams are people who genuinely feuded and hated each other for years.
This just happened.
Dude, guess what? It happens, dude. It's
Swerve
wrestling.
didn't care about that house that much.
It wasn't even his. It wasn't even his.
He got insurance money.
Yeah, dude. It was all good.
And The Rock never burned down a sentimental
He broke his brain.
Well,
He tried to collapse his brain.
Yeah, but that's his...
That's worse. That's worse.
That's his men.
I'm taking a stand. Burning a house bashing someone's brain in is worse than burning down their house.
I disagree, because your brain can recover, possibly.
Mine has never,
much
for the
longer
record.
to build up that house.
Then my brain? God, this is such a stupid conversation. We're done talking about wrestling. Talk about more wrestling.
Yeah, we got Patreon poll results. For those that don't know, patreon.com/ringrustradio, the first of every month, we put a poll. This month's question, courtesy of Mike Chiari: should the Royal Rumble winner always be in the main event of WrestleMania?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Stupid.
The answers here were yeet or no yeet. It's about Jey Uso.
I can't believe we don't go viral because you're so witty.
Yeah, we need more of your fucking Vince McMahon to AEW tweets to go out there and get fucking 3 fucking views. I mean,
Hey, that's 3 more than we fucking got before, bud.
Yeah.
No, not really.
It is true. It's not true.
Christopher Dorino says the winner of the Royal Rumble wins the championship match. Oftentimes, the championship match will main event, but that's not required. The issue is main event of WrestleMania, what all the commentators say when someone wins a Rumble. But the Triple H era is different. He said himself that the important stories dictate the order of the card. That's using logic, Chris.
Good point.
Jason Silva says, I say no yeet, but I like it to be yeet. In a perfect world, the women's winner and the men's winner would main event each night. I do agree with that. The only reason I say no yeet is because it would make the Rumble winners even more predictable. The winners are still getting a WrestleMania title match, so I'm good with that at least. Ring Rust.
That's logical. I'll take that. Ring Rust.
Alice Pandolfi says, I mean, should be yeet, but they've done it enough times now. It's just whatever.
You've made our fans sound so stupid by just interjecting this crap in there, dude.
They're all making good
This is yeet is brain rot. It's stupid, and I can't wait for it to be done.
Kind of more inexcusable now that they have 2 nights to shoehorn in, but 2 Rumbles now, too. George Cruz says, yeet, sad face. Clinton Williams says, in the perfect world, yes, but there are times where stories are more important. The real prize for winning the Rumble is a championship match. That just so happens to main event most of the time. Alex Contreras says, what's the point of winning the Rumble if you aren't going to main event? It brings down the significance. I'm not talking about last match of night 1. I'm talking about last match of night 2. But that does beg the question of why should the male win the Rumble be on last and not the female winner? Yeah. Corey Linky says...
Because the girls aren't on the same level as some of the guys. Just deal with it. Sorry, bud.
Well, I think whatever is the best feud and the best match and the biggest one is what should go on last.
Yeah. Coiling says, what's the point of winning if you aren't in the main event? There are 2 nights, one night by the men's winner and one night by the women's winner. If you pick winners that aren't capable of main eventing, don't pick them.
Oh!
I don't agree with that because...
He just shoved it in your... Well, guess what? It doesn't matter. He fucking said it with such conviction. I believe it now.
Well, they did the Cena heel turn at Elimination Chamber, so because Cena won Elimination Chamber and not Royal Rumble, you shouldn't be in a main event?
No.
Well, apparently.
I just don't agree with that.
You do that in the middle of the card. Have the Rock at like 10:30. Have the Rock at 10:30.
The intermission.
Yeah, dude. I gotta go get some snacks. Get the Rock out there.
A couple of poll results for our top 10 lists. Who has the best top 10 list for the best WWE WrestleMania performers ever? Who do you guys think won?
BG, because he voted for himself.
Me, because my fans love me.
Well, Donnie's right. Mike dead last, and Donnie won.
I think Donnie voted for himself.
I didn't. BJ on the test. He did. This is I'm just fucking. People love my shit,
voted
dude.
for Mike, actually.
Oh. That's so stupid, dude. Get over it.
I'm just curious, so I don't get fined. The next poll was who has the best top 10 list for the best WWE WrestleMania moments ever.
BG because he voted for himself.
I'm gonna say me because my fucking boys and girl. Probably.
No, it is me, and my vote,
right.
or the Ring Rust vote, didn't matter.
I was right.
Donnie came in second. Mike came in last.
Yes, dude. Love to see it. Love to see it. I'm gonna call you, Mike. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you Mr. Rearview because that's how I see you. Let's go.
You're accurate. You only got 2 votes.
No, for the whole thing.
There were 7.
There were 7, you dummy.
Alice Randolphi says, picking Donnie for this, solid overall, and love that he's acknowledging both men in the embrace that happened at WrestleMania 20. Eddie's moment alone was good, but would have meant more if they initially won the title instead of retaining. I was also at WrestleMania 20, so kind of hard to ignore the Benoit win. Well, we're going to end that.
End on Benoit. Great stuff, dude. You want to give us money?
Patreon.com/RingRustRadio. Shut the fuck up, Donnie. Go there to hear the ad-free version of our podcast. You get early access to upcoming retros such as WCW Bash to the Beach 95, Major League, and Batman Forever. Plus, our top 10 Money in the Bank cash-ins ever. We have our CM Punk, The Rock, and Bryan Danielson match draft coming up. Great. You vote for who has the best draft for those, but most importantly, you can sign up for our April draft taking place next Tuesday, April 22nd, 6 p.m. Eastern. We're going to create the best fast food menu, and we're going to host the WWE Fantasy Season 40 draft. You sign up for one draft, you stick on for the other. It's a 2-for-1 deal, the best time of the year.
BOGO.
Fast food menu. I don't eat fast food anymore, but I do love it. But I used to, and I used to love it, dude.
There you go. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, that is going to be really fun. But guys,
join us, patreon.com/RingRustRadio.
And Ringrust Radio. Listen, ringrustradio@gmail.com. Please send your Smarks comments in, and we'll do Smarks next week. If you don't send them in, I don't do the fucking shit. So, this is on you. Also, give us money. This is on you too. Like we need that shit so bad. My car, right in the middle. Yo,
give us your money.
Right in the middle. I work. The boys 7-3, and then these boys started. I had to fucking do a dumb call. Guess what, motherfucker? Right in the middle of this, my wife said my car is broken. I paused the fucking show, free show for you motherfuckers. Went and fixed my broken car, and I'm back to do this free ass show.
I'm back.
So if you're hearing,
would just end it all if that was their life.
Nah, I got too much debt.
Donnie is not too much debt.
I'm literally, every time I go to finish it, they're like, no, you got to pay this debt back first. And you're like, okay, cool, thanks so much. But yes.
That is what's keeping you alive. Interesting.
you know it's not a good life when I gotta pay my bills. That's my highlight of my day.
I live for this shit.
He's fucked up. But yes, please support us more.
Please.
Just support us. Give us money on Patreon. Go like us on YouTube. Do stuff for us.
Think of me and BG having to deal with this fucking guy.
Yeah, seriously.
And give us money for that.
Yeah, or imagine me having to deal with them if you hate them. Like, whatever. Like, just give me dollars.
That's an absolute treat. You deserve no money.
Okay.
They're going to say working with those guys is payment enough.
Hey there, Rusters. This is Tish from the Suburban Slut Podcast. I heard you guys like to go to porn carnivals, cut dicks, and never apologize for length. So I wanted to formally invite you to come check out our new podcast. We talk about all things kinkery, sluttery, fuckery, and everything in between. Come on over to our house and let us know what you think. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and Amazon for podcasts, or join our Facebook page, Suburban Slut Podcast. The door is open. What you waiting for? Come on in.
Strangeness in the latest report. You gotta call Dirt Sheet Buster. Egregious lies anonymously sourced. You gotta call Dirt Sheet Buster. Scoop, 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 scoop. No lies, no retraction. Scoop, 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 scoop. Per a source that's interesting to know.
Alright guys, it is time for the best segment of the week. The segment where Donald Wood takes his ball and goes home because he's a little bitch. It's Dirt Sheet Busters. So happy right now, BG. We had to hear his fucking nonsense for so long.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I know.
I wish he would just retire from the podcast.
Yes, like Chris Jericho from AEW. That's what we want to happen. So, you know how it goes with the Dirt Sheets. Things get a little bit crazy when you get around a big event.
Oh, yeah. And when we're off.
Very true. So, double whammy. We got some interesting stuff this week. We're going to start with something from WrestleVotes, who some have said is Donald Wood. It's a real bummer that Kamala isn't getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
According to a new report from WrestleVotes on April 4th, well, it appears Kamala will ultimately not be a part of this year's Hall of Fame class. I'm told discussions between WWE and James Harris's family have remained positive and that the Ugandan giant will one day be honored with an induction in the future. And that day in the future is this Friday night because he is part of the legacy inductees along with Dory Fugg Sr. and Ivan Koloff. So
wow,
hilarious! Literally, so this is from April 4th. It couldn't have been more than a week after that. It was reported that Kamala is indeed going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Wow, they were close. They did. I mean, they did kind of nail. They said one day we'll see him in the Hall of Fame. They didn't realize it was going to be so soon.
Right, one day in the future, like that. Technically, is as long as it is one day beyond when you say that, it is one day in the future.
Yeah, so you're wrong, Mike.
Sorry about that. That's on me. I'll be better next time. By the way, how strange is it that his name was Kamala and his real name was James Harris, and then we had a presidential candidate named Kamala Harris? Happenstance.
That could have been his nickname if he emailed in.
There you go. Hopefully he could return from the dead and send an email.
Hey. Stranger things have happened, Mike.
Bam Bam, call us. This is from Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Oh boy, I can't wait for the Street Profits match at WrestleMania.
This one upsets me, so I'm not saying shit.
It upsets me very much, actually. According to the Wrestling Observer Newsletter, WWE is reportedly planning a major multi-team match for the SmackDown Tag Team titles, with the Street Profits set to defend gold. Dave Meltzer noted, the expectation is a multi-team for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at WrestleMania with the Street Profits defending. Possible, if not probable, teams are Pretty Deadly, Los Garzas, Motor City Machine Guns, and DIY.
Oh, so all the tag teams on SmackDown, they were feuding for weeks. We all put it together. This should have happened because based on previous years, this is what would happen. But no.
100%. This is absolutely what should be happening. I don't know why it's not happening.
Yeah.
And yet, Meltz was very much wrong, and this is not happening.
Wow.
He's really wrong, he's significantly wrong, because not only is it not happening at WrestleMania, that match is not happening on the SmackDown before WrestleMania, it's just the Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Hey, unless something happens on Friday, which I would actually like for Dave to be right about this.
I agree.
But, this is why you shouldn't talk.
But they're also adding, I assume, they're going to add the Randy Orton match, and that makes it 7-7. So I have a hard time believing they're going to add to make it an odd number. You know.
I agree. It is very strange. It actually pisses me off.
Well, because they've actually done a very good job with the tag team division on SmackDown for months, like having multiple teams involved every single week. It's a featured part of the show, and then you don't have it on WrestleMania. And don't get me wrong, I love New Day and I love the War Raiders, but like the SmackDown stuff is way more intriguing than that, and they made the cards. So
I agree. I just kind of hate when titles aren't defended at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I mean,
and not that Montez Ford, who we've been saying for years and years should be one of the top guys in the company, is not at WrestleMania. Fucking bullshit.
Right. There's times where, okay, if it's like a title that they're not even like focusing on or whatever, then it's like not that I'm happy about it, but I at least get where they're coming from. These are titles that are like featured every single week on the show. That's why it doesn't make sense.
And I'm sorry, but like Motor City Machine Guns signed with the company several months ago. They win a championship. They had whole fanfare. It looked like they were being pushed, and they lost championships barely there many times. And to miss out on WrestleMania, it's like, this is why you fucking came here, was to be able to get onto WrestleMania, and now you're on WrestleMania SmackDown. I hate that shit. It pisses me off.
Yeah, I do pray something happens on SmackDown. And because, I mean, DIY was talking some shit, so maybe they get involved in there. Maybe at the very least we get like a
That's another thing, Mike. Like, Gargano and Ciampa, those are Triple H's boys.
Right.
And you're not putting them on WrestleMania. I don't know. I just think it's fucked up. I don't like this type of
strange.
Give me a little more Tony Khan and Vince McMahon in your Triple H. Give me one more match.
You can't put too much Tony Khan in them, or else we're going to have a 20-hour show.
I know, I don't want that.
This is from WrestleVotes, and it's the honorary Dirt Sheet Buster of the week.
Oh.
Nia Jax.
You know what? I don't know what you're about to tell me, because I'm actually not up on this, but that's another one where she did a really good job last year, and now you're not on WrestleMania at all.
Gotta be something going on there. I'm not sure what.
Gotta be something.
Original report came from WrestleVotes during a Q&A session on Backstage Pass. They stated that Nia Jax had not yet been cleared for action and was expected to receive medical clearance around March 22nd.
Oh.
However, the report also admitted that the nature of her situation, whether it was injury-related or something else, remained unclear. Nia Jax has not been cleared. She was due to be cleared, I believe, 2 weeks ago. I don't know if that has happened. Obviously, she's not been on TV. I don't know if it was an injury or whatnot. However, I do know that internally, she has not been cleared for action, which is why she hasn't been seen on TV, WrestleVotes claimed. They continued. I just know that she's been inactive. She's been active enough that with the anticipation of coming back, I believe it was on March 22nd, but I don't know why she's not been cleared. The speculation went viral, prompting concerned fans to ask questions online. One fan chimed in claiming they had the same information. Was that fan George Cruz? Jeez. And asked
scoop.
And asked if her hiatus was injury related. But on April 3rd, 2025, Nia Jax took matters into her own hands with a public clap back.
Hell yeah.
She first quote tweeted a post about the report with one word: false.
Nice.
Then she followed up by responding to the fan directly. LOL, where is this info coming from? I love that medical info is being shared with randoms. And
Ooh, fucking randos.
Yeah, like, some guy on Twitter knows the medical information of Nia Jax or any other wrestler for that matter.
It's like the fucking Twitter doctors see an injury on NFL Sunday, and it's like, oh, he has a fucking torn meniscus. Like,
and they're wrong almost every time, by the way. Yeah, so I don't know. Obviously, she hasn't been on TV in quite some time, so...
Yeah.
But she says it's not an injury. It's not a case of not being cleared due to injury. So
wow.
I'll believe Nia Jax, considering she would know if she has an injury or not.
I would hope she would know.
Yeah. I didn't include it in here, but I did want to just mention it because I had just kind of heard. It's another kind of honorary Dirt Sheet Buster type of thing. So, Lucha Underground. You like that? You fan of it?
I like that.
I like that. I recently found a way to watch it again.
What?
Yes. And I have been watching it.
What?
It's an app, much like Tubi, called Cineverse. Cineverse. A free streaming app. It has the worst shit I've ever seen on it, except Lucha Underground.
Oh.
It's a very low quality app, but you can use it and you can watch Lucha Underground. It has all 4 seasons on there, and I've been watching it.
Holy shit.
Yes. So I am no longer a virgin to the first 2 episodes.
Hey! I'm glad I know this and Donnie doesn't.
Yes. Because we weren't gonna have time to talk about the WrestleMania section. I want to share this with you, an actual friend.
Thank you. Yes.
But yes, honestly, the first couple episodes not that great compared to most of them because And it's true that they had visa issues for, like, the AAA guys like Pentagon and Phoenix and stuff. We were getting, like, fucking Big Rick and Blue Demon and shit like that.
Dude, the very first main event with Johnny Mundo and Prince Puma was
that was a great match. That was a great match. But the very first match of Chavo versus Blue Demon Jr., not great.
No, not great.
Anyways, on that topic, it just so happens, like, so I'm watching Lucha Underground, back into it, loving it.
Hell yeah.
And it just so happens, like, I see, I don't know if it was on Twitter or something, there's a new podcast out. Oh. It's called Going Underground.
Oh.
And one of the hosts is Marty Elias, who was a referee there from, like, start to finish, and he also had, like, some kind of backstage role. And so I, like, it was on YouTube, I watched the first episode, like, an hour long, and they had one of, like, the producers of the shows was their guest. So I guess this is going to be a regular thing, they're going to have different guests.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, so it was kind of all over the place, but one thing that was very interesting, and I wanted to bring it up for Dirt Street Busters, for Honorary Dirt Street Buster of the Week, was I guess the Young Bucks have claimed that they turned it down opportunities to be on Lucha Underground because they were only being offered $250 a match.
Oh, thank God.
And the producer said that's 100% not true. He has emails to prove it. The offer was $1,500 per episode for them as a team, or $750 for them individually per episode. And he said that was like the standard deal. He wasn't like trying to lowball or people. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a couple people that got high. Like, I'm sure Rey Mysterio wasn't making $750 an episode, but you know that was kind of like.
It's very interesting to hear those numbers because I have no idea that's good or bad.
Right, but he said they would film 4 to 5 episodes in a weekend. And if you were on every episode, I mean, that's not a bad weekend, for what you get, I guess.
I guess so. I really have no clue, to be honest with you.
But,
I don't know the wrestling workings of pay.
Anyways, I found that interesting that the Young Bucks have kind of perpetuated this false thing, saying, they were only offered $250, and, you know, the producer of the show who handled all contracts said that was not true. But I just want to say, I'm glad that didn't come to fruition.
Absolutely.
That would have been the greatest and best thing that the Young Bucks ever did in their wrestling careers, and they didn't do it. So that's on them.
I'm perfectly fine that they were never in Lucha Underground.
Absolutely. And now I just want Lucha Underground to, like, come back. But
hell yeah. Congrats on finally watching it all.
Thank you. I'm into season 2.
Oh, see, now it gets really good.
And I have just gotten to where Matanza makes his debut and wins Aztec Warfare.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
So what was Lucha, like 2014?
2014 it started, yep.
Holy shit, dude, 11 years. You've been doing this for a long fucking time.
I know.
Kanye doesn't even do it sometimes.
Yeah, he sucks.
Fucking bitch. Alright, Dirt Sheet Busters.
Yep, this is from Wrestling Observer Newsletter and Fightful Select.
Ooh, combo.
Yep.
Tag team.
Jordan Grace is poor.
The Young Bucks of Dirt Sheets.
Jordan Grace is poor.
If only you worked Lucha Underground, you could have been getting $250.
So she's not poor.
Good for you. Good for you.
Recently there had been rumblings that Jordan Grace took a pay cut to make the jump to WWE and bet on herself.
Good for you.
The source of this appears to have come from Scott D'Amore's new periodic column on Yahoo Sports Uncrowned. D'Amore touted Grace as a future WrestleMania main eventer. He also knew Grace turned down more lucrative offers elsewhere to bet on herself in WWE. Never one to...
So, wait, that's different, though.
Well, right, but I'm going to get to the other part of it.
I'm just saying that taking a pay cut, it's not taking a pay cut because you had other offers that were higher. It depends on what your TNA contract was.
Right. But
if your TNA contract was higher than your WWE contract, that's a pay cut.
But here's what happens. There's a guy named Dave Meltzer.
Oh.
And people will say stuff, and he'll take what people say, and he'll mold it into his own words and try to make it like he's reporting something. Have you experienced this before with Dave Meltzer?
Oh, I've been looking at Dirt Sheets since 1999.
There you go. F4WOnline.com's Dave Meltzer later covered D'Amore's comments. However, Meltzer's recap came without a citation for the Uncrowned column, of course.
Of course.
In this week's Wrestling Observer
He's
newsletter.
such an asshole, dude.
Here's the quote. Scott D'Amore, who would know such things, said that Jordan Grace took a deal for a lot less money than she was making to come to WWE and bet on herself, Meltzer wrote. That is not what Scott D'Amore said.
What? Oh my god.
This somehow led to speculation that TNA was paying her more money than WWE is now. What do you mean somehow led to speculation? It led to that speculation because Melt said it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
A new report confirms this isn't accurate. According to Fightful Sean Ross Sapp via Fightful Select, despite being in NXT, Grace signed a WWE main roster contract. She's making more money with WWE than she was with TNA.
Wow.
Not poor.
So Sean Ross Sapp saw Scott's comments, saw Dave's comments, and was like, you're reading this incorrect. So he has a little bit more coherence than Dave.
Yeah, I don't disagree that Sean Sapp has more coherence than Dave. He's close to the same level of annoying, but he's got more coherence. And I mean, if I'm Sean Sapp in the situation, I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is a wide open layup for me to just run down and put it in. Dave fucked up.
Dave fucked up.
Dave's been fucking up a lot lately.
Always does.
It's been maybe his worst year ever for accuracy. We'll just say
you gotta love it. You gotta love it.
This is from PW Insider. People in WWE are sad that a great wrestler and all-around nice guy got injured. Do you think that's true?
I do think that's true.
Me too. According to a report by PW Insider, Kevin Owens' neck issues, which he talked about during his promo on SmackDown, are completely real. No shit. I thought they tried to get sympathy on a fucking heel. According to one WWE source, the situation is, and I quote, awful. And Owens is definitely expected to have surgery, just like he said. Another source mentioned that people backstage believe he may need fusion surgery in the future. He said that. What do you mean people backstage? He said the words fusion.
Oh my god.
Right now, there's no clear word on if or when Owens will return to the ring. For many wondering if this was just part of a storyline, sources inside WWE say the reaction has been one of real sympathy and sadness for Owens, not something scripted. Thanks for reporting that, guys.
That's fucking wild, dude.
Thanks. I needed
These people are absurd.
I need to know that people felt bad. I couldn't assume it. You ready for the coup de grace?
Double stomach.
It's from Wrestling Observer Newsletter and Fightful Select again. BG, Kevin Owens had surgery on his neck injury.
So it was real?
Psych!
Oh, wait, what?
It is totally real, but before WrestleMania 41, fans were led to believe that Owens had neck surgery on April 7th. Owens' surgery was believed to have taken place on 4/7, wrote Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer Newsletter, adding that recovery could take 12 to 15 months. Wow. But that's not the case.
Oh,
according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, Kevin Owens hasn't had surgery at all.
What? That's very different end of the spectrum, Mike.
How could you get it so wrong?
Someone got it so wrong.
How could you have, like, a date for a surgery that didn't occur? What is this date?
Of him, like, getting surgery?
What happened to him on April 7th that Meltz thought that he got surgery?
So he hasn't had surgery at all?
No. According to Sean Sapp, he is not. Dave said definitely did. Here's the exact date that it occurred on. Sean Sapp said no, it didn't.
I don't know who to believe.
I'll go Sean Sapp in this situation.
Wrong. I thought there was a photo going around of him in like a hospital bed.
I don't think so. Not that I've seen, at least.
Guess my eyes
might be AI.
I'm gonna do some digging.
All right. Well, maybe Dave saw that photo when he made up the April 7th date.
Maybe. Yep. I really don't know.
How'd we do, BG? Ooh, get better, Kevin Owens. All right, guys. BG, get excited.
I'm still digging.
Because it's time to announce the final update of the Season 39 Ring Rust Radio Fantasy WWE standings before WrestleMania 41, which is the end of the season.
Wow.
How you feeling?
I feel terrible.
Really? You don't think you're doing well?
I don't know what you're about to tell me, because it feels like you're setting me up. So no, I'm feeling terrible until you tell me I shouldn't feel terrible. How about that?
This ends on Sunday, guys, so all we've got after this update is NXT tonight, SmackDown Friday, Stand and Deliver on Saturday, and then WrestleMania Saturday and Sunday. That's going to be it. In last place... This is it. Yep, last place, 14th, negative 45, Everson Godfrey.
Sheesh, at least it's not me.
That's true. In 13th, with negative 12.5, Angel Meza.
Oof.
In 12th, with negative 5, Mongo.
Okay.
I want to say, that's it for the negatives.
Hey!
Only 3 negatives out of 14.
I got out of the negatives. I'm proud of myself.
Sure did. I don't know how much longer you're going to be proud of yourself, though.
I'm good.
A tie for 10th with 0. Brandon Galvin and Donald Wood.
Ah, shit.
I would almost rather be negative 1,000 to be as far away as possible from him.
We still have WrestleMania.
That's true. So
Things
hopefully
can
you
still
can get some
happen.
separation here.
Yes.
In 9th with 10. Skinner.
He really quit on us.
Like in general?
Yeah.
He just hates us now?
Yeah.
Come to think of it, I haven't heard from Skinner in a while.
See? That's what I'm saying. Told you.
In 8th with 20, Reggie Gill.
Wow. The regulars really shit the bed this
Reggie
season.
Gill usually up near the top, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In 7th with 27.5, George Cruz.
Ugh.
Shows that picking based on your sexual desires doesn't lead to victories. In 6th with 40, Alex Pandolfi.
Oh, Panda.
Yep. In 5th with 45, Daniel Hayden. The guy, it was...
Oh, he was like sleeping.
It was 4 in the morning, and he's still, he's top 5.
Still better than me.
In 4th with 90, Leon C.K.
That's a good score.
Not bad. In 3rd with 95, Big Money Mike.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
In 2nd with 122.5.
Whoa, that's a lot of points, Mike.
Jim Del Chapo. It's going to be tough, man. I don't know.
What? Didn't I draft that team?
Perhaps. In 1st with 145, Chris Jeter. I drafted that team.
Wow.
Through the help of his list that he submitted to me.
And I drafted Jim. So you know what? We're winning.
Great.
Ring Rust Radio holding it down.
I agree. But yeah, I mean, I might be able to catch Jim. It's a possibility. Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm catching Chris.
Can Jim catch Chris?
I didn't look deep into it, but
So Jim has Gulia, Drew McIntyre, L.A. Knight, Sol Ruca, and Angelo Dawkins.
Okay, well, so
I mean,
that could be
that's
5
a big swing.
wins, technically.
Yeah.
It's possible, but that could also be like 4 losses in there.
Yeah. Chris has Tiffany Stratton, Jey Uso, Axiom, Montez Ford, and Chad Gable. Now, here's a question for you, Mike.
Uh-huh.
If Chad Gable's unmasked, does he get points if he lost or points if he won? Or is that, if it's after a match, though, does that mean it wasn't him?
Chad Gable's getting Al Grande Americano's points. He has been. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless
what if they unmask and it's
if he gets unmasked after the match and it's not him, then
you take points away.
Then there's no points, I guess.
What a fascinating scenario we have lined up for WrestleMania.
Sure is.
This is why you gotta join us, Ring Rust Radio, yahoo.com. Sign up, patreon.com/Ring Rust Radio. Sign up for next week's. You get a 2-for-1 deal.
Season 40!
It's fucking crazy, man.
40 years. We've been doing it longer than we've been alive. As zygotes, we were doing this.
Hell yeah.
It's crazy.
We're impressive.
Hell yeah. All right, BG, that's it for fantasy. It is time for emails. Guys, as you know, we've been making the transition from ringrustradio@yahoo.com to ringrustradio@gmail.com because Donald Wood is too lazy to just clear out the email folder.
Fucking bitch.
I still checked the Yahoo one, but please still try to transition to sending them ringrustradio@gmail.com. Also go to patreon.com/ringrustradio. If you contribute to the email tier higher on there, we have to read at least one of your emails every single month. We're to start with an email from Dan, the Beast Severn, Marsh. Subject, welcome back. Hi guys, missed the weekly shows. We've been doing weekly shows.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm really enjoying the John Cena heel turn. I'm hoping he beats the boring current champ next one.
There we go.
Nice. George is going to cry.
See, he definitely listens to Ring Rust Radio.
True. His current character is just fucking. All right. Sure
I
is.
agree. I agree with this.
What is going to be interesting is how he will become a face again.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. You guys rock. Even Donnie. I don't agree with that last part.
Yeah, can't all be winners.
All the best, Dan Marsh. P.S. A few years ago, Bruce Hampton died on stage during an event that was a retirement event. Okay, so I think the reason he mentioned this is because Donnie was like, we were talking about like wrestlers who died in the ring or whatever. And this Bruce Hampton fellow is a musician, I believe. So he died doing what he loved.
That's bittersweet.
Yeah. Thank you for the email. I do agree that that's one of the most intriguing parts of the John Cena heel turn is like, how do you get him back to babyface before the end here?
Yeah. He's fucking.
He's fucking, baby. He's I was thinking because that whole thing came out today with the Topps cards with the debut patches and the WrestleMania patches, which is pretty freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
The John Cena one is going to be significant if he beats Cody, as we assume he will.
Absolutely.
Because that's the patch that he wore on his gear when he broke the record, 17 world titles. So that's going to be a fun one to hunt for collectors.
Very cool. Very cool. Interesting. Triple H recently did an interview. I listened to basically the whole thing, and they were talking about like John Cena heel turn, what went into that pitch, how did you decide that, and he talks about it, but then he's like, who knows how long he stays heel for?
Right.
I'm like, why even put him out there? Even though we as fans, we definitely know he's not going to retire as a heel, but it's like, give us a little something. Next heel comes from Caleb the Freak Variki. Is that how you pronounce his last name, Mike?
I don't know. I just say it as Varik. The Freak Varik.
Okay. Yeah, I fucked that up. Subject is emails. Hey guys, hope all is well. Before we begin, I hope Donnie will participate in emails this week because I think he has some decent answers to this. Here we go. Sorry to disappoint you.
Not participating would not have decent answers. So, there you go.
If you were an indie wrestler, Mike, what would your gimmick/character be? What kind of ring gear would you wear? What would your entrance music sound like? Which moves would you use? Hopefully something similar to this hasn't been asked before. We have never been asked this question, Mike.
I do not agree.
Knowledge. Oh, we haven't?
I think we were asked something like this, but many years ago. And the reason I think this is because this jogged a memory of mine for a character I thought of. And I had to had to be for an email. So I'm bringing it back.
Bring it back.
You want me to go?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. I would be Isaac W. Collins. IWC.
Okay, I've never heard this before.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that this was a thing in early days of Ring of Radio, probably.
Okay.
My character would be the most insufferable internet smark ever. I'd critique all the other wrestlers, give their matches 1 star, tell them they can't work because they don't do enough flips. My ring gear would be a Will Ospreay shirt with Dorito dust on it and shorts with stains and rips in them.
Oh my god.
Entrance music would be the typing of a keyboard. I would be the worst in-ring worker in the world since the IWC are hypocrites who critique these wrestlers when they can't do anything themselves. And that's my character.
You know what, Mike? I can't top that. So you win. That's great.
Come on, we gotta hear it. What is it? What's Brandon Galvin's wrestling character?
I never really thought about it. But when I would create wrestlers, I was in No Mercy. I did have one creative wrestler, and it was a mix between Jeff Hardy and Triple H.
Okay,
that was my mix. He did have long hair. I currently don't have long hair. But that was it. I had the baggy pants, so that was my style growing up, right? I'd probably come out to Till I Collapse by Eminem. That's a hype song.
That's pretty cool.
I think moveset would be kind of similar to Edge and Triple H, that type of style. Do some
ground and pound.
Yeah, a little ground and pound, but do some high moves to get a crowd a little bit going. Maybe get a 2-star out of you and your character, hopefully. But nothing too crazy, not a Jeff Hardy too crazy like that.
I got you.
But when I did create No Mercy, it was a mix between Triple H and Jeff Hardy. Mostly Jeff Hardy.
Mine would be Godfather's hoe.
Yeah. Dude, my buddy, for some reason, was amazing in No Mercy as Godfather's hoe and Linda McMahon. And he would win so many fatal four ways.
What was Godfather's hoe's finish?
I think it was the bitch slap. It was
the bitch slap. I think you're right.
And Linda had the slap also. It was what a game, man.
Incredible.
What a game.
Alright, last email. It's from Nathan the Smart Collector, Tom Lanovich. Subject is WrestleMania Smarks. It's a Patreon email. Go to patreon.com/ringrustradio. If you contribute to the email tier higher, we must read one of your emails every single month. All right, here's from Nathan. So, if Donnie decides he likes the fans, he might do Smarks for Mania. So,
Nope.
What I will say is don't count on it. Because I've been telling him for months that he's lazy and he should be doing these.
Absolutely.
But,
he's a piece of shit.
Yep. In case he doesn't, he won't. I'll fill that void by presenting one smart comment from each Mania this show has covered for Smarks.
Wow.
Which was 2013, by the way.
Dude, that's crazy.
If Donnie whines about the length, remember there's a Patreon email. Go to patreon.com. Yada yada. Donnie will not whine about anything because he's not here because he hates you specifically, Nathan. He hates all of our listeners collectively. He's a bad person.
He is a bad person. We hate him.
But hey, we do. We'll take turns here. One Smark from every WrestleMania we covered, starting with WrestleMania 29. I was there.
Hell yeah.
A potential classic match was completely ruined by that table botch by CM Punk.
Oh my god, I don't even remember that.
Had the table not break from elbow drop? That's what happens when a cruiserweight like Punk lands on a table. The only things learned from this match is that CM Punk is too sloppy and small to carry the company. Hope this isn't Taker's last WrestleMania match. We wouldn't want his career to end on a sour note, thanks to Punk screwing everything up.
Wow.
This
is why Punk fucking left.
Punk vs. Taker was fucking incredible.
Yeah, that was a great fucking match.
This person was probably so hyped when Punk left the next year. And no, this wasn't his last match, and Taker did go on a great note against AJ Styles, but what was it? The next year he loses to Brock Lesnar, and then the year after that he has a horrible match against Bray Wyatt. So careful what you wish for.
That is true.
What you wish for.
This one's from WrestleMania 30.
Oh,
okay, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Does anyone get the feeling that maybe, just maybe, the streak wasn't supposed to be broken last night? Like, maybe Taker just didn't kick out in time?
That is an all-time classic. Just maybe. No, I never got that feeling, by the way.
No, never once.
This is from WrestleMania 31. Terminator? More like a fucking bitch! Fuck Triple H! This is from Donald Wood's Twitter at the time.
It is, right?
It's gotta be.
It's gotta be.
He was crying about Sting the whole fucking time. That's still one of the all-time great moments in this show's history is Sting losing to Triple H.
And Donnie's saying that it was smart not to do Undertaker versus Sting at that time.
Pepperidge Farm remembers that.
Next comment is from WrestleMania 32. Notice how Romeo Reigns grabbed Stephanie's ass as he did the speared?
The speared?
The speared?
I did notice that, and I can't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. He was protecting her. That's what he's doing.
Absolutely.
It's from WrestleMania 33. We were there!
Oh yeah, we were there. Our first WrestleMania.
That was doo-doo! Does WWE think that Pitbull and Flo Rida are the only rappers out there, or what? Please stop putting concerts in WrestleMania. If you must have a concert, I beg you to do it another day. The line for the bathroom was insane during the performance. This must have been when Lunch Money Lewis was getting down.
That was funny. This person was tweeting from the line.
They had to take a dump, and they just couldn't believe it.
Next comment from WrestleMania 34. We were there.
Yep.
Thanks, George. The average guy in the NXT minor league would lose to guys like Roman or Cena in about 2 minutes. Just like if Alabama Crimson Tide faced the Philadelphia Eagles in football. Eagles would win like 70-0, and that would be an overstation.
Overstation?
Long live WWE and Trump and God.
Oh my god.
Yikes.
What the hell? I already hated this person, and then they sealed it.
Yeah, what the fuck?
This is from Donald Wood's burner as well. Mention the Eagles and Trump and God. Unbelievable.
I think Donnie hates one of those.
Well, I'm just going off what he claims.
Yes.
This is from WrestleMania 35. We weren't there. We thought about it, and I was actually very happy that we didn't go because
Absolutely.
It would have been hell
Everyone
getting
at
out
home.
of there.
Yep.
It was hell getting out of 29, and this one went like way later.
Mm-hmm.
Nearly put my 11-year-old sister in the sharpshooter because she didn't think it would hurt. Hashtag WrestleMania.
Oh my god.
I used to put my friends in the sharpshooter all the time. It don't hurt that much.
Next email comes from WrestleMania 36. I want a sexy with Charlotte Flair. This is my wish.
Sexy with Charlotte Flair. I'll tell you who this isn't from. George Cruz.
It's pretty dumb.
He hates her. It's from WrestleMania 37. How racist must you be for a Florida wrestling crowd to boo you? That is definitely when Hulk Hogan came out dressed like a pirate. Yep. That's a good point, by the way. Florida is booing you. You gotta check what's going on in your life.
Fucking crazy. Next one's from WrestleMania 38. I'm kind of jealous of Brock Lesnar since I wish I could get speared by Roman.
Same. I was jealous of how he got to just witness the aura of Roman Reigns, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when they had that SummerSlam match, he threw the microphone and he caught it.
That was just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. It's from WrestleMania 39 last year. Last time two best friends hugged at the end of WrestleMania, they were both dead 37 months later. Yikes!
Dude.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Kind of true.
That's crazy.
Well, hopefully, Kevin Owens has a severe neck injury.
Yeah. Well,
this is
last
okay.
one.
I don't like that.
Last one. WrestleMania 40. Ooh, we were there. Thank you, George.
Thanks, George.
Did you guys even do it for this one? Let's say there were ones about Cody being a traitor, the main event being overbooked, and some Philly guy having his arms crossed the whole time.
Meaning Donald Wood didn't bother to fucking do Sparks for WrestleMania 40. Because he's a piece of shit.
Such an asshole. Because it's funny when this whole thing came up, I was like, wow, Donnie's probably not going to do Sparks next week because he's a lazy piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be the last thing.
If history is any indication, that could be true.
Yeah.
Didn't even do it last year at the WrestleMania we attended in his hometown.
He's so lazy. He ruins the show. I wish he wasn't part of it.
Absolutely. So, you know what? We apologize for the first part of the show. I mean, me and BG gave some great analysis regarding WrestleMania, of course, but we apologize for the other guy. But, BG, I had a great time with you. Doing dirt sheets, doing fantasy, doing emails. A great way to go out on a high note heading in to WrestleMania weekend. I hope all you guys listening felt the same, and we're excited for next week. Talk about WrestleMania, breaking down the show, breaking down Stand Deliver, all the happenings of WrestleMania week. And guys, we will catch you here next week. Thanks again. Take care.